Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto x Hermione in Harry Potter. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Mumei Mu and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. First impression. He has his first mission together with Yule after 2 months of training trip and it's also out of their country in another realm, a magical realm. He admitted that he freak out at first, then think it was pretty awesome, then it'd suck as soon as he discovered that the mission was just to watch after bunch of kids around his age in school, which happened to be a freaking largest castle. Someone decide to set up a protection mission because of their gut feeling that something bad will happen this year, and the reason why Jiraiya took this mission is because he says something about exotic foreigner or something like that. That is so boring. Naruto groaned next to the pervy sage, both standing at right wall as they watch some kids sorting into 4 houses by wearing a sorting hat a talking hat. Can we go and do some training? No can do. Jiraiya rejected him with a waving hand before he leered at some teachers and barely legal teenagers, haha, I can't wait to do some PK, researching on British women, haha. Hirosenin. The blonde boy's eyebrow twitched. Hermione Granger. One of the teachers called a little loud and Naruto glanced up to see a brunette girl walk forward with 2 deep breaths and a stoic familiar expression. She looks like know-it-all stick and mud rule follower. Naruto huffed mentally at the sight of this girl as she walk over to a table with I'm smarter than you are smile. Meh, it's not like I'm gonna see her all the time. Hermione have seen him around for 2 weeks thanks to this tacky ugly orange jumpsuit he wear. All she know is that this Naruto guy and his master were hired to watch after the students, perhaps for Harry Potter she assume, and they hail from other realm where ninjas does exist something she can't believe at first, until she remember that she's a muggle-born witch who have discovered the reality of magical world. At first, Hermione want to seek him out to ask him some questions until she saw what he really is, a no good loud hooligan with no regards for rules. This guy kept disturbing classes and terrorizing everyone with his damn pranks almost every single day. He even causes few students to blow their magical experiment up the other day. Seriously, what kind of ninja this jerk is? And how in the world did no one ever notice him pulling those pranks off in this tacky suit? Ugh, I hope I do not associate with this hooligan until the end of this year. Hermione growled under her breath. Hermione sobbed inside a bathroom stall, she have been humiliated and insulted by Ron Weasley in front of her whole class. And to make it worse, everyone laugh at her. She wipes some tears and snots off her face with a sniffle and she hears something outside, but she don't pay it a mind. The young witch exit the stall with another sniffle, then froze as soon as her eyes meet 2 giant legs, then she slowly look up to face a giant troll with club, the said creature merely tilt its head at her with a quizzical grunt. A moment of silence last between them until she let an startled scream out as the troll lift its club up in air and he was about to smash it, but the door kick open with a hard crash, making the troll to swirl his head to face. Rasengan. Hermione's eyes widened in mixed of awe and relief when Naruto thrust a swirling orb into the troll's face and sent the giant creature flying through a wall, knocking it out in process. Oh, yeah. I did it without Cage Bunchin. He cheered with a little jig before he abruptly stopped. Oh, right. He turns to her, are you okay, Han-chan? What did you just call me? The girl blinked once, not sure how to react in this situation. Han-chan. Naruto scratched his cheek lightly, because I always see you burying your nose in books all the time. How is that she paused for a moment, Han-chan mean bookworm in your language? No, Han mean book. He answered, in other word, I call you Book-chan. Anyway Hermione placed hand on her forehead with a sigh, she'll figure it out later. Why were you outside near the girls' bathroom? Well, I was looking for you. Naruto said. Why? I don't see you in Great Hall and I overhear some teams making fun of you about what happened in one of your classes, then someone mentioned you were in girls' bathroom, he scratched his head, and then I heard about Troll on loose, so I have to hurry up and find you before it's too late, he looked at down Troll, which is good thing that I show up in time. Oh, thank you Hermione muttered. I'm glad you're okay. Naruto ruffled her hair up with a light chuckle. Hey, don't do that. She swat his hand away with embarrassing blush, it's embarrassing. Yeah. The chuckling blonde beckoned her to follow him out, come on, let's get you back to your he rubbed his chin, house room? Or is it common room? Let's find the nearby teacher first. Yes, we should find teachers and inform them. Hermione nodded. So what happened today, if you don't mind me asking? Naruto placed hands behind his head and the witch hesitated for a moment before she tell him what happened until they run into Harry Potter then Professor McGonagall and few teachers and they give the teachers their side of stories. The result. Hermione does not get any punishment because she was not present in Great Hall at this time the warning come, so it was not her fault for being in wrong place at wrong time. The next day, everyone laughed their ass off when Ron ran down the hallway completely covered in orange paint and pink glitter, along with few other students who had made fun of Hermione, and that was the moment she realized something. I guess he's not a no-good hooligan. Hermione bit her lower lip to hold her giggle back at the sight, hugging her book to her chest with trembling shoulders. I guess I was wrong about her being stick in mud. Naruto noticed her struggling to not to laugh in distance with a small smirk. She does have a good sense of humor. Their first impression of each other was completely different from what they thought. First holiday. What's up with all these trees, small toys and sliver ribbons stingy? Naruto gestured to dozen trees among the walls as he walked with Hermione down the hallway. They have become somewhat good friends after the troll incident. The small toys are ornaments, the ribbons are tinsel, and they are for Christmas. Hermione gave him a queer look. How do you celebrate Christmas back home? Christ Maz. Naruto returned her queer look with his own. What's that? The holiday. The witch stared at him. You don't celebrate Christmas in your land. I guess we don't since I have never heard of this Christmas until now. The blonde flicked a hanging tinsel ribbon up as soon as they walk under it. Ah. Hermione hummed lightly. What do you celebrate? Do festivals count as holiday? Naruto scratched his head with squirted eyes. Yes, idiot. She rolled her eyes with a sigh. Well, my village has 2 or 3 festivals a year, but I don't know what they are for or celebrating them. He shrugged his shoulders. Don't your parents tell you what they are for? Hermione asked him. I'm orphan. Naruto replied, never know anything about my parents, beside that they died at my birth. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't. The shocked brunette stammered with some shuffles, sorry I don't know your. It's fine, you don't know. He waved it off as the witch fidgeted in silence. What's Christmas about? Hermione was grateful for his change of topic. It's an annual festival, and there are many different meaning behind this holiday, depending on group of people, but the main core aspect of this holiday is gift giving between friends and loved one. She tapped her chin. If you want to know more about Christmas, there should be some books on it in the library. She glanced at him. Shall we check and see? Ugh, reading again. Naruto groaned with slumped arms. We just went to library yesterday to look up this television thingy. Television. She corrected him. That's what I just said, bookworm. He grumbled, in a small light bunk from her book. Hey. Don't call me that, catboy. Hermione brandished her book with a soft hiss. I don't call me that either. Naruto pointed his index finger at her, only to receive another bonk. And don't point at people, it's rude. How's that Ow, okay. Stupid Iro Senin. Naruto grumbled under his breath as he walked through a small town near Hogwarts Castle. Why do I have to learn how to summon different toads? Why can't he just teach me some cool ninjutsu? He jammed his hands into his pockets with a heavy huff, stupid Iro Senin. A reflection of light bounced off a window onto his face, and he glanced over to block the light out until he saw what store he was standing in front of. It's an old bookstore building with all new-looking books displaying behind the window. Books. He grimaced for a moment before he recalls a tidbit. The main core aspect of this holiday is gift-giving between friends and loved one. Gift-giving. The blonde scratched his head. Hermione liked books, didn't she? He entered the store to find a book for bookworm. It would make sense if he give his friend a gift since she celebrate this holiday. What he doesn't know is that it's optional to give your friends gift, but no one told him that. Hermione tapped the pencil against the side of her chin in deep thought. This Christmas year is going to be Naruto's first, and she want to get him a present, just a little something to thank him for the troll incident, but the question is what should she get him? She turns to a window to watch some snowfall until she get an idea. That'll be perfect. Christmas Day have arrived, and many people were celebrating it as Hermione wandered through corridors, looking for a certain person, and she don't have to go any farther when she hears someone call her name out. Hey Hermione. She turned around as Naruto approached her with a raised hand while carrying a wrapped present in another hand. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hermione greeted and corrected him at same time, then looked at the present in his hand. Did someone give you a present? No, that is for you. He handed it to her. That for me? The witch blinked in surprise as she received it. Oh, thank you. I also get you something. She takes a small gift out from under her armpit under robe and handed over to him. Here. Thank. Naruto grinned and they opened their present together. Hermione's eyes widened slightly when she discovered her present to be 3 thick books. You got me 3 books. Hermione looked at the titles, Grimm's Fairy Tales, Aesop's Fables and Divine Comedy. I don't know what kind of books you like and the bookstore owner recommends those. He said, do you like them? Yes, I do. She said, it's very thoughtful of you. She glanced at long orange wool scarf in Naruto's hands. Do you like your scarf? I got it for you because the winter here is very chilly. Oh, it's not an obi sash. Naruto blinked at his new scarf, never have seen a scarf like that before. Well, whatever it is, I really love it. It's orange, my favorite color in the whole world. You don't say. Hermione deadpanned, staring at his orange jumpsuit before she shakes her head clear. Anyway, why don't you give it a try and put it on? Sure. He tosses the scarf on his shoulders, letting it dangle down. How do I look? Naruto, you're supposed to wrap it around. The witch put her new books down on nearby stone bench, then reach up to wrap Naruto's scarf around his neck, like that. She tugged both ends of his scarf to secure it in place. Now you look good. Naruto was about to reply, but they hear some noises behind them. It sound like someone just trip over something, following by a startled cry. Few minutes earlier, Neville was chasing his pet rat around as the creature run around the corner and he turned around, only to slip on an ornament ball that had fall off a droopy branch. He tumbled forward with a startled cry, whoa. Thankfully, his fall was prevented when he bumped into something firm and he pushed himself up as soon as he regains his balance. That was so CL he slowly realized that the firm object he bumped into was the back of the person and he wasn't sure whoever this person is, but the sight of blonde hair make him think of this Draco bully, so he immediately flee by instinct. He doesn't have enough time to see what his action just caused. Naruto and Hermione stare into each other's widened eyes, their lips locked together and they stand still for a full minute until the red-faced witch stepped back. SSS or Naruto stuttered with red face, only to pause as the blushing widen-eyed witch grabbed the closest thing, which is one of her new book, and hold it over her head, as if she was going to not again. There was a loud smack, following by a thud and a gasp. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to. Please forgive me. To this day, many people would question her why there is a face impression on Grimm's Fairy Tales hardcover, and Hermione only responded with an embarrassing blush. End of first year. Hermione feels so thrilled, Gryffindor have beat Slytherin by 10 points and won the House Cup. They earn extra points for facing trials, Quirrell and Voldemort. 10 extra points was from Neville for trying to stop Harry, Ron and Hermione from going into dangerous area. Now, everyone was starting to packing their things and get ready to left for the summer. She can't wait to tell her parents everything minus the dangerous part. She know that they will try everything to keep her safe away from this place if they ever find out. She turns around a corner and immediately spots her best friend. Hello Naruto. She said cheerily, catching the said blonde's attention. They have spent a lot of time socializing with each other when they don't have classes or training, depending on individuals. Yo, bookworm. Naruto greeted back as he dodged her light swing of book with a grin, someone's in a good mood. I was, until you call me that, catboy. Hermione huffed, but her smile remains on her face. Don't call me that, you know I hate cats. He pouted childishly. I know. She smirked, anyway, have you heard about the result of House Cup yet? Hi, I heard about it, congrats. Naruto nodded before he placed hands on his hip, and also I heard about your adventure into the deep basement. He pouted again, why don't you invite me? I've been itching for some actions, and I want to see how kick-ass you are. Well, I don't know where you were at this time. The witch rolled her eyes with a faint blush, if I do, you'll be the first person I'll fetch before the adventure. You better. He joked with a light chuckle. I will. Hermione crossed her arms with a smirk, so what are you going to do for summer vacation before we come back? Oh, Naruto looked at her with an awkward scratch behind his head, you don't know. Don't know what? She blinked confusingly. I'm not coming back next year. He said to her shock, you see, the mission was to look after students for one school year and it's going to end in few days. Hiro-Senin and I are going back to my realm for the rest of my training trip. Oh, I see. Hermione bit her lower lip, so I won't see you again. I guess so. Naruto scratched his head, but who know, we may see each other again plus, we can still write to each other. I mean, you have your own messenger owl that can cross realms and I think my toad messenger worked the same way too. Yeah, we can be pen pal. Her eyes lit up slightly, and you're right, we might meet again someday. Hi. He grinned widely before he scratched his head again, so can you tell me how your owl works so we can start sending letters? Sure, follow me. Hermione beckoned him to follow her, I will send you the first letter. She stopped for a moment as soon as they walk into an empty corridor, then she turned around to give him a hug, which took him by surprise. I'll miss you. I'll miss you too. Naruto hugged back awkwardly before she breaks it apart 2 minutes later and they resume their walking while sneaking glance awkwardly at each other once in a while. The witch was upset that she won't see her crush next year and the ninja don't know why this hug makes his heart skip a beat. Maybe trading letters in meantime will bring them some answers. Letters? To Naruto. I hope this letter reached to you in your realm. I am now back in London, England and the summer weather is lovely right now. I just told my parents about Hogwarts and how much I like it. I also told them about you and our friends. After that, they surprised me with a cruise trip to Norway, another country, for our vacation. If you don't know where those countries are, I attached a Muggle world map together with this letter for you. How is your trip? Did you learn something new? I'm awaiting for your letter. From Hermione. Hey Hermione. At work. I got your letter and map. Make me wonder how this owl manages to get into my realm from other magic. Summoning. Ah, I'll figure it out later. Is London a name of your village? The world map looked pretty detailed and it's pretty cool that your parents are taking you on a boat trip. Hope it'll be fun for you and your family as long as you keep your nose out of books, bookworm, ha. For my trip, it's okay. We just got back and is in K's no Kuni, it mean land of wind by the way, and sand is everywhere. It's a huge ass desert and so hot. They should name this place Land of Earth instead of Wind, but this name is already taken. I just learned 2 new jutsu, but they're kinda boring. One make my hair grow into needle shield and other jutsu is more toad summoning technique. I really wish Hiro-senin would give me some cool one instead of these, but he's too busy peeping on girls in hot spring or visiting those weird bars with women, brothel I think they call those places. Let me know how your vacation turns out. From Naruto. The cat boy. London is the name of the city. I have to look up few things and I think you need to find a new teacher because your current teacher is nothing but a vile, disgusting filthy lecher. The brothel. According to the dictionary, it's a place where prostitutes live and have paid sex with strangers. You need to report him to nearby police as soon as possible. Other than that, the trip to Norway was really nice and lovely. We just got home from this. The locals are very friendly, beautiful sights, and we went to some museums, there's one that focused the most on Viking age, and it's really interesting to learn about their culture and lifestyle. Make me wonder what's other cultures are like in Wizarding World and yours. I could ask you some questions about your culture, but then I remember that you're a clueless dork and might get things wrong like all the time. The places that you mentioned sound like pretty interesting, I mean there should be a reason why they call it Land of Wind and Land of Earth. I think you're joking about the needle hair jutsu part because it sounds very far-fetched and so weird. I honestly can't find any point in learning this jutsu, how would it help you with your ninja career? Oh, when's your birthday? Mine is September 19. I'm just asking because my mum's birthday is next week and it occurs to me that I don't know your birthday. From Hermione. Bookworm. Stop calling me that, damn it. And no way. It's bunch of hookers. No wonder why Hiro-senin kept stealing my money to spend it on them. And he paid them to have sex with him. You. Wait until I tell Bochan and everyone about that when I get home. I don't know how the others take it, but I'm sure that Bochan will beat him up. She's hella stronger, even if she's an old granny. She's almost 60, I think. She can break a huge boulder with a flick of finger. I'm glad you have some fun in Norway with your folks. I don't know what Viking is, but they must be pretty interesting if you say it is and I'm not a clueless dork. It's just I don't like learning boring stuff until it's ninjutsu and get stronger. What's the point for me to learning these things when I won't use them in future? I asked Hiro-senin why they named the places Land of Wind and he babbled a lot, but I zoned out. I think it's mostly because the ninjas in Land of Wind have a lot of wind jutsu. Does that mean my homeland have a lot of fire jutsu? That can't be right arg. I don't know and I don't want to listen to pervy sage again. By the way, I'm not joking about the needle jutsu and that's what I told Hiro-senin. He said I have to learn this jutsu for a good reason, but it's so useless and there's no way I'm going to grow my hair out like girl. No way, no way. It's 10th of October. I don't know your birthday is 2 months away. From Naruto. To Naruto. Hogwarts will resume in 2 weeks and I'm pretty exciting for it. I apply to some classes that catch my eyes like this defense against the dark arts. Only one thing that I don't like this year is that you won't be there. I really miss you because you're my best friend. Ah, and thank for the early birthday present. I really like the book you got for me and this nice kimono, it's very lovely. It's a little big, but I'll grow into it. Speaking of present, I also got you an early present since I might get a little busy with school. It's a magical camera that makes a moving picture, remember those? I thought it'll be nice for you to have one so you take some pictures and send some to me if you want to. I hope you like it. How's your attempt in creating variety of Rasengan going? I could ask you many things, but I'm in a little hurry because I have to purchase many things for the school term and some supplies tend to sell out so fast. From Hermione. The Hermione. Thank for the magical camera, I love it. I used it to pull some pranks and you should have seen the people's faces when they saw the picture moving. I even convinced them it was a curse and they have to break it by giving me ramen. A lot of ramen. Best present ever. I just send you few pictures of some places like Suna and its people, the one with red hair is Gara. He used to be a murderous psycho who liked to crash people with his sand, something about blood, but I defeated him and he stopped doing these things and become one of my friends. I also miss you too. I can't wait to hear what you have to learn in your second year and you should tell me a bit more about defense against the dark arts, it sound very interesting. Oh, if there's dark arts, is there light arts? After few attempts, I managed to make a biggest Rasengan ever and now I'm planning to add some elements to a Rasengan, starting with wind. Not sure how I can make it work, but I'm trying. Other than that, I'm thinking about taking up Fuinjutsu, a sealing art, but I have to ask Hiro-Senin about that. Hope to hear back from you soon. From Naruto. To Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, the magical camera is not for prank. Please don't terrorize those poor people to get your ramen and stop eating too much ramen, it's not healthy. And did you said you befriend a bloodthirsty psychopath? And what's that about with the sand? I don't know about light arts, but I'll ask around. From Hermione. To Hermione. Ramen is healthy. It gets everything I need. He's not psycho anymore, he only crashed bad guys with his sands. He can control the sands. From Naruto. To Naruto. Okay, that still don't bring me any comfort, knowing that he still go around and crash people with his sand. From Hermione. To Hermione. Hey, I haven't heard from you for a while. Are you busy with school? I remember someone said that it get more busy and tougher as you move up in grades. For me, I'm doing well. I found out that I'm really good with Fuinjutsu than I thought. I just breezed though the beginner lessons in a short time, the explosive seal and sealing seal are so easy and awesome. Can't wait to show you them in action. I'll send the pictures next time. From Naruto. Hello Naruto. I'm sorry for not reply back soon, a lot of things happened, some hard time, and well it's crazy than last year. There was Chamber of Secret in Basilisk, a horrific monster that can petrify and kill people by meeting its eyes, on loose until Harry defeated it. I'll explain it later. Let me start from the beginning, I had some hard time because Draco Malfoy called me a mudblood, which is a very derogatory slur toward wizards and witch who were born from muggle parents, and it's very hurtful. He called me that many times in passing throughout this year, and a person that I looked up turned out to be a fraud. At same time, I had 2 accidents. The first one, I messed up with Polyjuice, which is like your henge but with potion, and I turned into a humanoid cat which was so horrifically and I have to recover in medical wing for 2 months, then I got petrified. I should have died if it wasn't for the mirror I saw the reflection of Basilisk's eyes. I was out for almost the rest of the school year until Professor Sprout cured me with her Mandrake restorative draft. I was told by Harry and Ron that the basilisk was released by Voldemort, the same one who tried to find the stone last year, and he was trying to resurrect his body through his diary book that he possessed until Harry stopped him once again. It'd have been a bad year, I really wish you were here, I'm sorry, I really don't know how to, I miss you. From Hermione. To Hermione. You have gone through hard time and I'm really sorry that I wasn't there for you. I'm really glad that you're okay, I mean, you got petrified. I'm glad Sprout was able to cure you from that. If I know that, I should have got there for you and do everything to make you feel better. I know that Draco guy was the biggest bastard from the first moment I saw him, I should have pranked him so hard that he spend the rest of his life in hospital, maybe I'll give him few corncob pranks if I see him again. This Voldemort was back again and he possessed a book this time. Now you know what I freaking hate ghosts. I'm really glad that Harry beat him again so he don't have to do that again, but I would stay on my toes if I was you, who know if he'll come back again. Again, I'm really glad you're okay. I honestly don't know what to say to make you feel better, I mean how can you tell someone who have a bad year to cheer up? I really wish I was there to help you get through it, I hope you feel better sooner and if you need someone to talk about that, I'm here for you. I miss you too. From Naruto. Hermione. That is Jiraiya, I want to know what you just told Naruto in your last letter because he kept muttering something about Draco and corncob prank, what did this Draco guy do to piss him off? I'm really getting scared here because he's going to bring the corncob prank back after 5 years. The last guy that got pranked by him with that is still in coma for 7 years. 7 years. Please calm him down. Please, for love of Kami, tell him to not use the corncob prank. Please. Please. Jiraiya. To Naruto. Thank you for checking on me from the last message and for sending me get well gifts, it's very thoughtful of you. I am doing good now. My parents are doing everything to help me get through it during my summer vacation and I'm grateful for them. I hope things will look up in my 3rd year. Are you going back to your hometown this year? I remember you told me that you're on 3 years training trip but I wasn't sure if you're going back this year or at the end of 3rd year. From Hermione. To Hermione. I'm glad you like them, I saw those books and thought it will bring your spirit up. I'm glad that you're getting better and I bet that your 3rd year will be better than last year. If something happen, I'm here for you no matter what. At the end of this year, I will. I really can't wait to see Konoha and everyone again and I will take a lot of pictures to show to you. Oh, and I almost get my top secret jutsu down. Just few more tweaks and it's all good to go. I gotta go, Hiro-Senin wants me for something and he said it can't be waited. From Naruto. To Naruto. The 3rd year of school just started and I adopted a half-nasal cat. He is so adorable and very intelligent. His name is Crookshanks. I send you the picture so you can see what he look like. Gorgeous, isn't he? Harry like him but Ron don't, he told me to get rid of Crookshanks. PFFT, like I would do that to my cute cat. Oh, and Professor McGonagall gave me Time Turner, it's a magical watch that allow me to travel through time, but only up to 5 hours and in past. I'm not supposed to tell anyone about that, but you're different, you're special, you know. My best friend. And you're not a student in Hogwarts, so there's that. I hope your training is going along finely. Oh, and thank for Compin, the present you got me for my birthday. It's so beautiful, I really like the design. It will go perfect with this kimono you got me, I finally grow into it, by the way. From Hermione. To Naruto. I haven't heard back from you, are you busy with your training? It's October now and I got you something that I think you might like actually, I made it. I knitted you a wool blanket with your favorite color and patterned it with raiment balls, my mum teach me how to do the pattern part. I hope you like it. Hope to hear back from you soon. Low from Hermione. To Naruto. Is everything okay? I'm a little worried but it might be nothing, you're probably busy with your training. Please let me know so it can ease my worry. From Hermione. To Naruto. Are you okay? It has been 4 months and I'm very concerned. Did something happen? Do you hate my present? Was it something I say? Please reply back ASAP and let me know you're okay. From Hermione. To Hermione. I'm sorry for making you worry. There was an incident but it's okay now. I really love your present, you put a lot of effort in that. I'm sorry again. From Naruto. To Naruto. I'm so relieved to hear back from you but are you really okay? There's something a little off in your last message. You mentioned an incident. Do you want to talk about it? Hermione. To Hermione. Yes, I'm fine. I don't want to talk about that, it's personal, can we talk about something else? Like your school. How's it going? From Naruto. To Naruto. Are you sure? You don't sound fine, I can tell by your handwriting. You always told me that if anything happened, you'll there for me and I want to do the same thing for you too. Whatever it is, you can tell me. Hermione. To Hermione. I don't know if I can tell you because if I do everything will change. From Naruto. To Naruto. Tell me, please. I really care about you more than you think. Hermione. To Hermione. Okay, I will. But I have to start from the beginning. On the day of my birth, my village was attacked by Kyuubi. Kyuubi is a 9-tails kitsune, a giant demon fox, and it was said to be powerful that it can cause tsunami and crumble mountain with a flick of one tail. The fox had killed thousands of people on this day until it was defeated by the 4th Hokage, and he did it by sealing the fox. However, it is too powerful that it can't be sealed in any inanimate object, so the Hokage have to seal it into someone, a newborn to be exact. I am this newborn, I was the only one that was born on this day, so they used me. The Hokage sealed Kyuubi into me, which make me one of 9 Jinchuriki. Yes, there are others like me and I only met one so far. As a Jinchuriki, I can access the fox's chakra and use it as my own, but it come with a price. Using it too much will make me lose control, and it's like Berserker, you know I rarely use the fox's chakra and only use it in case of emergency, as the final resort. Few months ago, Hiro Sennin decided to weakening the seal on my stomach because he want me to use more of this fox's chakra and I told him that I don't need it, but he won't listen. I lost control and blackout, I somehow managed to take control back and I hurt him, I hurt Hiro Sennin really bad. I would have he's fine now and he said it wasn't my fault, but because of my seal weakening, I'm more dangerous to you and would put you and people around me at risk if I lost control again. I'll understand if you don't want to be my friend anymore, knowing that I'm a monster. It's for the best. I really don't want to hurt you like what I did to Hiro Sennin. I understand. From Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. If you think something like that will drive me away and break off our friendship, you are gravely mistaken. While I can't comprehend the fact that you have a demon fox sealed inside you, it does not make you a monster. I have spent a whole year with you and exchanged many letters with you just enough to know who you are. You're a good person, a kind person, a sweet guy. You care about other people and always put other ahead before yourself. You pull pranks on people who deserve it aside some poor locals who you scam to get free ramen. You're a goofy dork who love ramen so much and always talk about become a leader of your village and to keep your promises. If I can say more, there will be nothing about you as a monster at all. What happened to Jiraiya wasn't your fault, it is his fault for tampering with seal. I am truly sorry that you went through it alone and I sincerely wish I was there for you. I really care about you more than you think because I love you. I love you more than a friend. I sincerely hope that you read this letter and feel better knowing that nothing have changed between us. Love Hermione. To Hermione. You love me. More than a friend. From Naruto. To Naruto. Oh my god. That was a slip of tongue. I didn't know that when I sent it. I wrote that without thinking. Please ignore that. Oh my god. Hermione. The Hermione. I can't ignore that because I feel the same way too. I like you for about 2 years. The feeling just show up from nowhere and I kept finding myself looking forward to your letters and presents. I kept thinking about you. I really don't know why, but I really like you, like a lot. I love you too. Love Naruto. Dear Naruto. Really? You do? I'm glad. I love you. Do you want to be my boyfriend? Love Hermione. Dear Hermione. Yeah, I do. I'll try my best for you as your boyfriend. You're my first, you know. How's school going, by the way? Love Naruto. Dear Naruto. I just punched Draco in face. And? It? Feel? So? Damning good. I wipe his fucking smug smirk off his fucking ugly face. He run away like a little bitch he is. Yeah. Love Hermione. Dear Hermione. Atta girl. How did it happen? Did he cry like a whiny bitch? Oh, and I'm going home in 2 months. Love Naruto. Dear Naruto. I can't believe I just cussed in last letter. That is unlike of me, I blame you for that. You're such a bad influence, haha. How it happened? He was being a bastard and making fun of us, so I just punched him. And yes, he did, in your word, cry like a whiny bitch. They said I broke his nose in two. I regret nothing. You must be very exciting to see your hometown and everyone again. Love Hermione. Surprise. Eyes, you don't have to do that. Naruto entered Yakiniku Q restaurant with Rookie 7, containing of teammate 10 and Sakura. Throwing me a welcome home party, you know. But we want to. Sakura replied, you have been gone for about 3 years and it's only natural for us to throw you one. Yes, and we want to catch up. Shino said as the group take their booth in the back, how was the trip and what's it like to be trained under Jiraiya-sama? The trip was pretty nice, I went to some interesting places and met cool people. Naruto grinned before he dropped it with a deadpan expression, and for Iro-senin, it fucking suck. He kept stole my money so he can pay a bunch of hookers to have sex with him every time he see a whorehouse. Several people in earshot range nearly choke on their drinks and when I'm training, he kept went off to find some place like hot spring and spy on girls so he can wank off. I am sorry, Seekin what off? Shikamaru blinked rapidly. Wank. The blonde repeated, you know. Spank the Frank, slap boxing the one-eyed champ, Jack in the beanstalk, jerking off. I see the lazy shinobi uttered with dull stare, several of his fellow rookies look so shocked to hear about the sight of their honorable sentence. That suck. Big time. Naruto exhaled, he's a good guy, but he's an vile, slimy lecher who snaffle my money at every chance he get a glimpse of a streetwalker and get in trouble with sentinels when he becomes strapped and beg for one more round. He huffed again, lousy no good bum. Where did you pick up those vocabularies? Ino stared at him strangely with the others, who are you and what did you do with Naruto? I pick few things up here and there. He took a sip of his tea with the others, mostly from reading books. Most of his fellow rookies almost spit their drinks out, lately, I have been getting into epic stories like. Wait. Sakura waved her hands at him crazily, Naruto, you read books. You. Yeah, don't everyone? Naruto gave her a funny look with raised eyebrow. Since when? Kiba muttered dumbly, that is not like Naruto to read books until it's about ninjutsu. For a couple years. The blonde shinobi shrugged, I mean, there is nothing to do on road, beside training so. Can we please order? Choji asked with grumbling stomach and everyone decided to make some order, trying to comprehend this fact. After their order, Naruto was about to ask them something, but they hear a hooting before and snow owl fly in, landing next to Naruto with letter in its beak. Oh, hey, little buddy. Naruto's eyes lit up with wide grin, you came at perfect time, I was about to send a letter. He took the letter from the hooting owl before he take another letter out from his jacket, giving it to the owl, here, send that to Hermione-chan. Thank. The owl took it with another hoot before he fly out with flapping wings. Was that a messenger bird? Sakura raised her eyebrow, owl is an unusual bird to be used as messenger. Yeah, he is Hermione's personal messenger owl. He nodded as he opened his letter, please excuse me for a moment. He gave it a quick read, it was a short letter about how Hermione's school ended and what she's going to do for her vacation, that she planned to attend Quidditch World Cup in August and if he have finished the book that she sent him last month. He folds it, then tuck into his jacket and turn around to face his staring friends. What? Who's Hermione? Ino asked right away with an impish grin, girlfriend. She wiggled her eyebrows with joking tone and few ninjas rolled their eyes at that. Ino, just because a guy know a girl does not make them a Sakura side. Why yeah, she is. Naruto cut his teammate off with a blush as he scratched his head with a sheepish laugh and everyone's head snapped to him with different reactions, mostly shock. You have a girlfriend? Both Ino and Kiba stood up with a shocked shout, slamming their hands on the edge of table. How come I don't hear about that? Sakura dropped her jaw at him. Congratulate on your new relationship. Shino said flatly, subtlety glance at the shocked Hyuga heiress. Troublesome Shikamaru drawled as his best friend started to grill some meats. Now it's going to be all about love gossip and he's not having it because what if they divert it to him and Tamari? Well, it's kinda recent and little spontaneous. Naruto chuckled sheepishly, we just got together about 6 months ago. Naruto, you better starting dishing. Ino suddenly leaned in closer to him, what does she look like? What's she like? How did you two met? Where is she? She shot questions rapidly at him, and the poor blonde shinobi barely get a chance to answer her questions. The ninjas did nothing to help him because some were curious about Naruto's sudden relationship with an unknown girl. Hermione stretching her arms out above her head before she glanced down at Naruto's latest letter with a smile. Hogwarts have resumed again, and she have been doing well into her 4th year so far. Somehow, someone wrote Harry Potter into the Triwizard Tournament and many people believe that he did it on purpose, but he claimed he didn't, which she believe his innocence without any hesitate. The witch thinks the culprit did it for a trick or to use Harry in some way. If it's the latter, I bet it's Ron. Hermione scowled, she never liked this guy since the 1st year. Ron always tell, more like bragging to, everyone that he's best friend with the boy who lived and he become more and more shallow lately. It must be some ruse to boost Harry's popularity until he saw how it backfire on Harry and pretend like he has nothing to do with it. She shake it off, she'll come back to it later and figure it out. What's important right now is that she has to reply back to her boyfriend. But what would I write about? She tapped her chin with her pencil, everything about Triwizard Tournament and oh, the Yule Ball. She wrote everything down and wished that he will be here for the ball as her date. Boy, I kept making a lot of wishes. Hermione sighed into her hand after tucking the letter into envelope and sent it off with her owl. Yule Ball, huh? Naruto looked up from letter with a hum. He was sitting on a log with his team and Team 10 around a campfire at night. They were on their way home from Suna after a successful rescue mission. What is it? Kakashi turned his head to him curiously. Oh, my girlfriend told me that her school is having a Yule Ball, a dance event, and it's taking place on Christmas next month. He answered. Ah, the masked Jonin blinked, what's Christmas? One of Muggle and Wizarding holidays. Naruto replied. Muggle, Wizarding. Kakashi stared blankly. Wait, Naruto is seeing someone? Niji asked with a raised eyebrow. Yes, a girl named Hermione. Sakura answered, she live in a faraway place and they have been staying in contact via letters. Naruto is seeing someone. The Hyuga repeated dazedly. Congrats, my youthful friend. Rock shouted, I am happy for you. About this Yule Ball. Tenten spoke up to shut her loud teammate up, is she inviting you? In a way. Naruto hummed again. And the weapon lover asked, and the blonde gave her a small smirk. Hermione carry a stack of books in her arms with irritating expression, the Yule Ball will start in about 7 hours, and some 4th year students have been running around frantically, begging for dates. Very few boys ask her and she turned them down right away, but what make her irritate are 2 certain boys, Victor Crumb and Ron. Crumb have been following her around like a lovesick puppy and it's much worse because his giggling fangirl is also following around, they were too loud enough that she can't concentrate on her works or reading her books. He had asked her to be his date few times, which she kept saying no politely. Ron he's such a douchebag. He have been pestering her to be his girl, and it took 5 time until he decide to ask Padma paddle out, then her twin few hours ago, so he can show up with 2 dates, just to show off to the boys and an attempt to make her jealous, something that she overhear Ron telling one of his friends. I seriously can't believe Harry still see him as his friend. Hermione growled lowly before she blow air out, she can't wait until Yule Ball is over so she can go back to her bed and curling up with her books. Hey, guys. A random student ran up to a group ahead of her, did you heard what happened to Draco? What? A random female student asked with a shaking head. Someone hoisted his drawer up the flagpost, the first student barely holds his laughter in, with him inside. A wedge. He's up there hanging in his underwear and wearing panty on his head. No. Way. A random male student gasped. Yes. Way. The first student nodded furiously, in fact he's still up there. Come on. The group hurriedly follows him. Wow. Hermione stared at the departing group with a blink, I wonder who did it. Well, I can give you 3 guesses. The witch turned around to the voice before she froze with widened eyes as soon as she stared at a tall grinning blonde in black and orange outfit with whisker marks. And then Naruto. She gasped, is that you? How? Surprise. Naruto's grin widened, I asked Bachan for a short break and asked Dumbledore if it's cool for me to be here for Yule Ball as soon as I get here and he said yes. Naruto. Hermione tackled him with a beaming smile, hugging him tighter. Oh my god, I can't believe you're here. Why don't you tell me that you were coming? I just want it to be a surprise. The grinning blonde hugged her back, think it as your Christmas present. That is the best present you come up with. The happy witch looked up to him, you know, I have to officially invite you to Yule Ball as my date, so will you be my date? You know my answer, my cute bookworm. Naruto smirked, yes, I will. Oh, catboy, do we need to get you a tuxedo or Hermione asked in realization. Oh, Dumbledore said he took care of that with McGonagall just a bit while ago. He answered, and it's an orange. All orange. She deadpanned, pleading to any deities not to make it all orange. Nah, orange jacket, black slack and red shirt with puffy thing. Naruto hummed. Oh, thank you. Hermione said up to the ceiling to her boyfriend's confusion before she looked back to him, anyway, let's go to my common room. We have so much to catch up and I want to introduce Crookshanks to you. This cat better not clawing my face. The ninja muttered under his breath and the witch just giggled, knowing about her mission. Oh, where are you going to stay at and how long? Dumbledore give me permission to crash at your common room and it's going to be 3 days. He answered and the witch smiled, she can take it. Wow, did someone crave those ices out with tools or with magic? Naruto asked McGonagall with an impressive whistle, pointing at ice sculptures of castles as the students mingle in one of Great Hall. Magic, of course. McGonagall replied as she watched some students before shifting her gaze to Naruto, where is Hermione? She's coming. He said, she said it'll take some time for her to get ready and will meet me here. Ah. The professor nodded with a hum until she noticed someone walking down the stairs before she give him a smile, she's here. Oh, Naruto looked around until he spotted her and he feel his breath hitched at the sight of her in elegant flowy periwinkle blue dress. She have her usual unkempt hair tied up in elegant knot behind her head, with few strands hanging down the side of her face, snowflake earrings and a light lipstick. As if it's part of magic, almost everyone stopped socializing to stare at her in awe and jaw-dropping shock. She saw him right away, thanks to his orange jacket, and gives him a beaming smile as she approached him. Hermione, you look very lovely. McGonagall said. Thank you, Professor McGonagall, you too. Hermione smiled at her, then turned to her gaping boyfriend and she lifted his chin up with her right hand, closing his mouth with a soft click. You look handsome, Naruto. She blushed faintly at his appearance, but she find his combed hair to be a little strange, she like it when it's spiky. Why you're pretty and be beautiful he stammered with deep blush, as stunning Oh, you flatter. She lightly swats his arm with red face, happy to receive this kind of reaction from her boyfriend. Do you want to dance or Naruto rubbed his head awkwardly, he really doesn't know what to do during this event since it's his first time and she knows. Yes. Hermione held her hand out to him with a small smile and he took it, walking toward the dance floor as several couples danced together. A little warning, I can't dance so please don't throw books at me if I accidentally step on your feet. Naruto whispered as soon as they face each other and starting to dance. Don't worry, I don't have books on me. The witch smirked as they carefully move around in square with her leading him, so your brain cells are safe for now. Alright, I'll start worrying when you summon books with your magic and send them flying at me. He joked with a light chuckle before he looks at her with a pause, can you? Step on my foot and find out. She replied with a teasing smirk, giggling when he gulped softly. They enjoy their dancing, and Naruto would look down to their feet once in a while to make sure he was doing it correctly. Eyes up, you're doing great so far. She giggled as the blonde looked back into her eyes, I'm really glad you're here. Me too. Naruto squeezed her hand lightly, me too. He twirled her around then resumed their dancing, say, why do Ron have black eye and look angry at us? They glanced at the said seething teenager as he stared at the couple angrily. He was being a creep. Hermione snorted with eye rolls, he asked twin girls out without their knowledge because he want to be a player and when they found out, Padma, I think, give him a good smack. Why he's angry is because he asked me out again few minutes ago as soon as he saw my appearance and I said no, I already have a date with my boyfriend. She huffed slightly furious, he got pissed off and demand me to break up with you so I can be with him as his girl, so I told him off colorful. Want me to prank him? He asked. The witch think for a moment, yes, please. Any preference? Naruto smirked at his girlfriend. Itching powder, stinky bomb and paint she smirked back, lot of paints. Got it? He winked before he noticed something from the corner of his eyes, why is this big fella crying over there? Crumb babbling dramatically with tears running down his face while several fangirls swoon around him. He has a puppy crush on me. Hermione answered and Naruto ah at the tidbit. They dance for a while until they get off the dance area to get something to eat and drink. When's the next part of Triwizard tournament? Naruto asked. Next week, I think. She hummed, why do you ask? I was thinking about taking you out on a date tomorrow. He sipped his punch drink, is that okay? Yes, I'd like that. Hermione grinned, what are you thinking? Lunch and a little stroll. Naruto rubbed his chin, are you allowed to go into town near here? Yes, fourth year and up are allowed to go out into town on their own until otherwise. She confirmed, we could go and see a movie while we're in town, they have a theater now. The shinobi agreed with her suggestion and he was about to say something. Naruto, it's good to see you again. Harry walked over to them with a tiny smile, I wasn't awake that you're back. Hey, Harry, good to see you too. The chuckling blonde greeted back, I just got here today. And I'm sticking around for 3 days, if you wonder about that. Ah, I see. Harry glanced between the couple, and I bet you're going to spend most time with each other. Yes, we will. Hermione wrapped her arms around Naruto's arm with a smile, in fact, we're going on our date tomorrow afternoon. Speaking of date, where's yours? Naruto asked. I don't have one. The glass-wearing wizard grimaced, I asked few, but I'm not really popular right now because of the whole Goblet of Fire thing, right? The blonde finished his sentence as the wizard gives him a puzzling look, Hermione caught me up with everything. I'm really sorry to hear about that. You hanging in there? Yeah, I am so far, thank. Harry nodded. That means you haven't danced yet. Hermione asked as Harry shook his head once, do you want to dance with me for a bit? But what about nah, the wizard glanced to Naruto. It's cool. Naruto raised his hand up with a grin, we already have our first dance. Well, if you're okay with it then Harry turned to his best female friend, shall we? Let's. Hermione smiled before she pecked Naruto's cheek as the shinobi blushed at her sign of affection, I'll be right back. She led Harry toward the dance floor. Have fun, you two. Naruto managed to call out to them before he turned to a chocolate cake, now let's see why everyone loved cakes. The Yule Ball ended 2 hours later and most people enjoy it, very few hate it for their own personal reasons. Hermione woke up in morning when she sit up in her bed with few stretches before she feels something cold on her chest and she looked down to see a necklace decorated with sliver cat, book and spiral. The sight of her necklace make her smile, it's another Christmas present that Naruto gave her last night before they went to bed. She get out of her bed then head down to the common room and when she get there, she have to suck her lips in when she saw her boyfriend sleeping on couch. Part of her want to laugh and other part want to coo. Naruto was drooling with goofy grin on his face, wearing a silly sleeping cap on his head and cuddling up under the orange blanket, the very same blanket that she made for him few years ago. She thought he looked so cute sleeping like that. The smiling witch crouched down next to him and her eyes examine every inch of his face until they land on his whisker birthmarks. Were he born with it or is it a side effect of demon seal? Hermione's index finger stroked one of Naruto's whiskers lightly and she almost squealed loudly when Naruto purr happily in his sleep and she stroked his whiskers few times to see if she can get same result. He purr again, leaning into her hand and a soft squeal escaped her lip this time. He's like a cat. Hermione giggled giddily to herself, I am so going to tease him. She enjoy every second of rubbing his cheeks as she listened to his purring and when she halt her petting, Naruto whines softly in his sleep as if someone have kicked his puppy. Oh, I'm definitely keeping him. As much as she wants to continue petting him, she has to wake him up so they can get ready for afternoon. The movie was excellent. Hermione walked up the snowy slope together with Naruto as they held hands, so is this date. I'm glad you said that. Naruto scratched his head with a small chuckle, I was nervous all day because it's my first date and I don't want to blow it. It's my first too. She squeezed his hand with a smile, I was nervous about my clothing until you said I look great. You always look great. He grinned at her, she wear a purple and pink winter sweater, brown beanie with blue jean, and he was wearing thick orange sweater with orange scarf, brown snow boots and navy jean. Hermione chuckles softly until she see Hogwarts castle up ahead, I guess our date end here for now. She glanced up to him, well almost. What do you mean? He looked down to her before Hermione catch his lip in a kiss and he froze with widened eyes for a second until he relaxed, kissing back as he wrapped his arms around her waist while she placed her arms around his neck. They don't know how long they have been kissing for until she break it apart. I hope we have another date soon because you're a good kisser than I thought. She said breathlessly, staring up into his blue eyes dreamily. Yeah, you can pick time and place anytime, Naruto said breathlessly with dreamily stare, see can I kiss you again? Yes. Hermione said before their lip meets again 7 times. Naruto, you're leaving tomorrow, right? Hi. Naruto turned to his girlfriend before he raises his eyebrow at blanket and books in her hands, what's up with blanket and books? They were in the common room. I want to spend a night with you. Hermione sit down next to him, then cover their laps with her blanket, cuddling up together with books next to fireplace. Call me silly, but I like this cliché. You, silly? He placed his arm around her shoulder with a soft chuckle, never. I'm the silly one here. He pecked her temple, so what books are we reading? You can read this one, it's a mystery and good one. She gave him a novel, leaning her head on his shoulder and tucking her legs under her as her boyfriend tossed his orange blanket over their shoulders for warmth. I get War and Peace. New book. Naruto opened his book with her. Yes, I bought it last month. Hermione snuggled in to make herself comfortable. I'll lend it to you when I finish it. They start reading their books until they fall asleep together, cuddling on couch. The next morning, Harry was first person to get up and thankfully wake the couple up before the students get up, but it won't stop the wizard from teasing them. The couple said their bye to each other before he leave, and he promises her that he will send her letter as soon as he get home to let her know that he make it safely. New method of communication. Naruto brushes teeth in his bathroom, thinking about what to do today, until a loud hoot catch his attention, and he peek out to see Hermione's owl on dining table with large brown package and letter. The owl give one last hoot before it fly out of his apartment, and the blonde walk over to the table after he put the toothbrush away. Did she get me some new books? Naruto look over the box curiously, his birthday is few months away, and there aren't any holidays coming up. He rips the wrap off then open the box and his eyebrow raised at the sight of clear crystal ball. Why did she get me that? He tilted his head with puzzling expression as he lifts it out of the box, setting it on the center of his table, and he opens the letter. Touch the ball and think of me. Love, Hermione. Naruto glanced between the letter and ball few times. Do I have to do it like that? He placed his hand on the crystal ball and nothing happened. Hermione Granger. He said out loud and the ball glow yellow for a moment before it flash green few times, then fade away to reveal. Hey Naruto. Hermione waved happily within the crystal ball to his shock, she was sitting on her bed. Wah Hermione. Naruto blinked rapidly before he tilted his head at his orb with a head scratch, is that some kind of recording thingy? No, silly, it's on live. The witch giggled, it's a new kind of magical communication, kind of like telephone, but with video. Wait, what? He blinked dumbly again, on live are you saying it's happening right now? Yes. Hermione laughed at her boyfriend's reaction, and it took her few minutes to explain everything to him until he understands completely. Man, magic really make everything very handy if you guys put your mind to it. Naruto whistled, I mean, communicating via crystal balls on any spot as if we're on telephone but better. And it don't have to be fueled with magic. Nope, it's all recharged by solar, thanks to few certain magical spells. Hermione grinned, I thought it would be perfect for us when I saw those balls on sale. It'll save us a lot of time, papers and less flight time for my poor owl. What about time difference? He asked curiously, like, what time is it over there? It's about 4 noon time. She replied, you? 10 in morning. Naruto answered. Ah, 6 hours apart, huh? The witch hummed, did you just got up? Yeah, just a bit while ago. He nodded. Any plan? She asked out of curiosity. No plan, it's my day off and I might do some little training at noon. Naruto said, you? I'm unpacking my stuff and decorating my room. Hermione said before her eyes lit up, oh, right. I got my own private room. See? She spun the orb around to show him her own bedroom, the reason why I have this room is because I have been appointed to be one of Perfects for Gryffindor house, how cool is that? Wow, that's pretty awesome. He chuckled, just don't fill your room up with all books, bookworm. I won't, catboy. She rolled her eyes playfully, I'm limited to 3 bookshelves this year. I bet she'll up it to 8 at the end of this year. Naruto mentally snorted in amusement, so when does your school start? In 4 days. Hermione replied, we should set up some time for the calls, don't you agree? Yeah, we should. He agreed and they spent some time setting schedules while chatting until they hang up for the day. The orb flashed few time when Naruto was reading his latest book in living room and he immediately touched it, putting his book aside. He smiled when his girlfriend pop up until he dropped his smile with a raised eyebrow as soon as he saw her scowl with furrowed brows. Hey, Hermione, what's the matter? Dolores. Hermione growled lowly through her clenched teeth, umbrage. New student Naruto scratched his head. No, she's a bureaucrat that becomes a new professor by the order of Ministry of Magic a High Inquisitor, she huffed with air quotes, ooh, I can't believe that the Ministry of Magic decide to interfere at Hogwarts because of what happened last year and that they are trying to cover it up, but I can't believe they picked this woman out of all people, her. Is she really bad? He asked. Yes, she is. Hermione clenched her hands with another low growl, umbrage as ooh, she's. Let it out, Hermione. Naruto encountered her. She's a bloody twat. She screamed out, this fucking bitch is one cruelest, immoral, pure evil woman I ever met in my whole life. This sociopathic is so bloody evil that she make Vold fucking Emmert look like an fucking saint. Oh, you can't believe what she have done. She vent everything out and it was very colorful that caused the blonde to drop his jaw with slow widening eyes. And I hope that Dumbledore will do something sooner and kick her out or I'm gonna arg. She threw her hands up, then plop on her back with a sharp angry huff and it was quiet for few minutes. Feel better? He coughed into his fist awkwardly after getting everything out now. Yes, Hermione slowly sit up with another sigh, her cheeks flushed out of embarrassment. She can't believe that she have been cussing a lot in short time. But I'm still feeling stressed because of this woman. Want me to do something about that? Naruto said, I can come over again and give her one hell of prank spree. I would love that, but unfortunately, the Ministry of Magic decide to ban visitors from Hogwarts this year. The witch blew her bangs up annoyingly. Really? He groaned, that sucks. At least they don't ban magical items like this communication orb. Yup. Hermione sighed, if they do, I'll hide this orb. They sit in silence once again and she looks at her boyfriend until something pop in her head. You know, since I'm feeling a little stressed, we should do something fun. Yeah. Naruto nodded with a grin, chess or game board. They had played some games few times before via the orbs if they weren't having their little book club. Kinda. The smirking witch takes her wand, flick it once, and the ninja hears something clicking on her side. What was that? He raised his eyebrow. I locked the door. The brunette answered, don't want someone to enter uninvited on us. Huh? Naruto blinked, doing what? A strip game. Hermione grinned as she took a game board out under her bed, strip Scrabble to be exact. Here's the rules, if you or I score less than 5, the scorer have to remove one piece of our clothing. If the player score triple, the other player has to strip. If a player scores higher than other this round, the loser has to. Naruto's brain shut down when she explained the rules as his face gained deep blush. Want me to go first? Why yes. He stuttered, we're gonna doing that. Of course, we are. She giggled lightly at his reaction as she set the board up. We have been together for years and it was going to happen someday, if not sooner. We went out on, like, 6 dates so far. Her boyfriend have visited her a couple times during her school years as a surprise like he did at Yule Ball. I see, Naruto muttered, and they play a round that end in his victory with 14 points. What would I take off first? Hermione looked over herself, let's see, oh. My shirt. She slowly takes her pink striped shirt off in sensuous manner, and the blonde almost have a nosebleed when she expose her white bra, tossing the shirt away, then digging into a bag. Now my turn. After few rounds, Hermione was down to her underwears and left sock, and Naruto was down to his boxer. So unfair, the ninja pouted childishly, we should go with any card games. With your luck, I don't think so. The witch rolled her eyes playfully, taking her sock off. If we did that, I'll be nude in less than 1 hour. Your turn. They play their own words and it end in Naruto's victory. Ready? Hermione reached behind her back to unlatch her bra with a big grin as her blushing boyfriend nodded shakily and she dropped the bra, exposing her perky breasts. She almost laughed out loud when her red-faced boyfriend dropped his jaw with widened eyes and small nosebleed. My turn. She sing-song and a round later, she cheer when it end in her victory. Yes, triple points. Hermione shot him exciting yet smug grin, now take it off. She clapped her hands with chant, take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Hey, alright. Naruto chuckled softly with burning face as he slowly take his boxer off, and this time, Hermione's face turned bright red when she saw his half-erected member. There. Happy now? Very. Hermione purred, as your reward for making me very happy. She slides her panty off and the poor blonde passed out for a moment to her amusement. That was really fun. Why yes, we should do that again if you want to. The blushing blonde rubbed his neck. Yes, we should. The blushing brunette grinned, and maybe we'll do some more if you're lucky. Wait, what? Naruto blinked dumbly. I get to go, school night. Hermione giggled, love you, bye. The image vanishes and the blushing blonde stare at his crystal orb in silence for about 20 minutes. When will it be Friday? He muttered dazedly. Kakashi, Sai and Sakura walk toward Naruto's apartment and the masked Jonin leap up to walk up the side of the building. Kakashi-sensei, what are you doing? Sakura called up to her teacher. Betting Naruto, of course. Kakashi said. But it's not front door. She said. Sakura, we're ninja, we don't need doors. The masked ninja gave her eye smile before he opened Naruto's window with a toolpick. Naruto, we get a miss. He paused for a moment to stare at half-naked blonde in his bedroom with glowing crystal ball. Oh shit. Naruto threw blanket over the orb with widened eyes as he turned to his teacher, as if he got caught with his hand in cookie jar. Kakashi. Get out. Get out. Get out. Naruto, Kakashi barely get a word out when alarm clock smashed into his face, knocking him off the building and crashing onto a thick thorny bush. He moaned softly as his Pinkett student calmly walked up to him. You should have take the door. Sakura said knowingly. Shut up, Pinky. The masked Jonin groaned. Wonderful summer. 1 more week. Hermione muttered to herself, walking through the corridor with few books in her arms. The 5th year has come close to the end and most students appear to be exciting about summer, can't wait to go home or do something fun. Hermione honestly can't wait to go home and wind down after the whole ministry fisco and that Umbridge is gone for good. The thought of how they got rid of this Umbridge bitch make her smile. Ah, Hermione. The said witch's head turned to see Dumbledore walking toward her with a small smile, "On your way to class?" "Hello, Professor Dumbledore, and yes, I am." The smiling witch nodded. "Defense against the dark arts, correct?" The elder wizard hummed thoughtfully as the witch nodded again. "It'll start in about 15 minutes, that would give me some time to ask you something." "What is it?" Hermione arched her right eyebrow up and Dumbledore simply smiled. "Hey, Bachan, you call for us." Naruto burst through doors and he barely dodges a flying stapler. "Hey. Don't call me that, Gaki." Tsunade growled behind her desk with twitching eyebrow as Jiraiya snickered behind her back before she take a deep breath, "And yes. Is it a missioner?" he asked the Hokage. "No, it's a meeting." Jiraiya answered instead of his fellow Sennin. "However, you're not going to be part of it because you'll show someone around." He wiggled his eyebrows with a teasing smirk, "and have some fun if you know what I mean." It earns him an odd look from Naruto. "Jiraiya." The busty Hokage hissed softly. "So I'm gonna babysitting someone." Naruto put his hands on hip with a groan. "Come on, Bachan. I have something better to do like training to take these Akatsuki goons and get." Saw the sound of door creaking cut him off as Shizune poked her head inside. "Tsunade-sama, they have arrived." Shizune asked, "Shall I let them in?" "Yes, Shizune." Tsunade gave her a go-ahead nod, "Let them in." The medical nin stepped aside to allow a group of 4 in, and they were so familiar to 2 people in the room. They were Dumbledore, McGonagall, Hagrid and Hermione. The blonde shinobi gasped in shock and surprise. "Surprise, Naruto." Hermione gave him a beaming smile as she dropped her luggage before she hugs him, causing the happy blonde to hug back. "I can't believe you're here." Naruto said happily, "How did it happen? When did you get here? How long are you going to stay? Oh, and where are you staying at?" "In order, the professors were going to have a meeting with your leader to make some mission requests, and Dumbledore asked me if I want to come, since you live here, so I said yes." The witch answered, "We just got here a minute ago. They will be here for few days, but I'm staying here for 2 weeks, and where I'm staying," as she hummed, "I'm thinking of checking in at a hotel near here, but I have to check how much it cost a day." "Ah, if you want to, you can stay at my place." Naruto offered. "You sure?" Hermione looked up to him, "It's not going to be a bother if I." "Bookworm, you're not going to be a bother because you're my girlfriend and my place is big enough for us." He grinned widely. "Then I love to." She pecked his cheek with a wide beaming smile until they hear a clearing throat behind them. "Are you two speaking in codes?" Tsunade raised her eyebrow at the couple, not familiar with this strange language. "No, Haim, they are speaking in English." Jiraiya chuckled, "It's one of many languages from Muggle and Wizarding realms." "Muggle?" The Hokage gave him a funny look, "What the heck is Muggle?" "What did they said?" Hermione asked her boyfriend. "She don't know that we were speaking English and what Muggle is." Naruto answered. "Ah, I know, I forget something when we got here." Dumbledore snapped his fingers, "Hermione, my apologies, I didn't give you the multilingual spell before." He took his wand out, then waved it around with a chant and the witch's hair fly up for a moment. "As all wizards do it without hand seals?" Tsunade asked her former teammate. "Yes, they use wands instead." The Toad Sennin confirmed. "Oh, like the one you hit me and Jiraiya with when we arrived in your realm?" The blonde shinobi asked. "Precisely." The elder wizard nodded as he turned to the witch, "Does it work?" "Yes, sir, I can understand what they just said." The brunette witch gestured to the Sennins. "Bachan, do we have to stay for the meeting?" Or Naruto turned to the busty Hokage. "No, go show her around and have good time." Tsunade shoo him off. "Wait, Gaki, I gotta give you a pro." Jiraiya held up a small square package before the furious Hokage rammed her elbow into his stomach, forcing him to drop on his knees with rough coughs. "I see this Limley Lecher haven't changed." Hermione whispered to her boyfriend as they leave, "Is he still stealing your money?" "Not since I gave him a good old corncob prank." Naruto chuckled, "Want me to carry your luggage?" "Nah, I get that." She smiled. "Welcome to my home." Naruto gestured to his apartment as soon as the couple enters before he pointed few doors, "The bathroom is over there and that is my bedroom, you can use the bed and I'll sleep on the sofa." "I'll put that away in your room." Hermione gave him another smile as she quickly put her luggage away, then run back to her boyfriend, jumping on him with a deep passionate kiss, and he kissed back with a tight squeeze of his arms around her waist. The kiss lasts for 2 minutes until they pull away from each other. So she grinned dreamily, "When's the tour?" "In 3 minutes." He pecked her lips, "Do you want to see some sights or eat at Ichiraku first? I want to introduce you to the wonderful and best ramen in all realms." I'm a little famished." She thinks it over before she nod, "Lunch first then the sights." "Ah, and maybe I should meet some of your friends, are they all here or?" "Almost everyone are out on their missions and I don't know when they'll be back." Naruto pouted childishly, "I really want to introduce you to them." His eyes lit up a moment later, but at least I can introduce you to Sakura, Kakashi, Old Man, Iruka, Konohamaru and his friends if we run into them. They're gonna love you. They better. Hermione chuckled before they leave his apartment. Wow, you weren't kidding about the Ichiraku ramens. Hermione walked down the path with her arms around Naruto's right arm as he chuckled happily. It was very tasty, and Tucci is very kind to give us 2 bowls on house. She glanced up to him, but I still think you need to cut back on your ramen intake. I did. Naruto said, I only have 30 bowls today. Still need to cut back more. She deadpanned, earning a small pout from her boyfriend before a sight appeared in her line of view. Ah, is that the Hokage rock you told me about? She studied each 5 stone faces. Yeah, it is. He confirmed with a nod. What do you think? I think it's amazing. Hermione replied, it kind of remind me of Mount Rushmore in America, you remember me telling you about. Hi, when you were about 7 and on a family trip, right? Naruto scratched his head in deep thought. Right. She grinned lightly before she looked up at the Hokage rock again, so they add face for each Hokages. She pointed at Tsunade's stone face, isn't this the 5th Hokage? Yes, they do it when someone step into office and it'll take about 6 months to year to complete a face. Naruto nodded before he flashed her a wide grin, one day, my face is going to be up there because I'm gonna be the next Hokage. I'm sure you will. The witch smiled back. Now you ready for the best view? Naruto's grin become mischievous, hold on. Hold on. What do you mean? Hermione yelled out when her boyfriend suddenly scooped her off her feet in bride carry and her arms quickly wrap around his neck. Naruto. She barely uttered his name out as he jumped high up in air and her view become blurry for a second until she closed her eyes. She can feel him land on something. Open your eyes and tell me what do you think of the view. Naruto chuckled and his girlfriend slowly opened her eyes before she gasped at the sight of Konohagakure with sunset. That is my favorite spot, I always want to show you this view for long time. That is very lovely, Naruto. She smiled brightly, I'm glad you show me that. She suddenly smacked him upside his head lightly, still smiling at the sight, but warn me next time, catboy, you almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry, my bookworm, I'll make it up to you. He laughed lightly, want me to take you down now or? Just a little minute. Hermione pecked his cheek lightly as she snuggled against his chest, I want to take it all in. They watched the sunset for a while until he took them back on the ground below and resumed their tour for a few hours. That was a very enjoyable tour. Hermione said to Naruto as they eat their dinner in his kitchen, and I want to visit this hot spring once before I go home. Let me know so I can prevent Iro-senin from peeking on you. The blonde chewed his chicken. Be better not or I'll make him vomit slugs for weeks. The witch grimaced at the thought of this old lecher peeking on young females, why isn't this man in jail? I love to see that. Naruto chuckled at the image, anyway, do you want to walk around more tomorrow? Yes, I want to check some bookstores out. Hermione tapped her chin, I want to get my hands on some foreign books since I now can read your language. If I know Dumbledore have this spell that allows me to read books in different languages and understand them, I would have asked him to do that long time ago. I thought you know about that already. He snorted amusingly, it's so like her to search some bookstores out despite the fact that she's in a new different realm. Well, I don't. She rolled her eyes lightly, are you sure you want to sleep on sofa? Yes, I'm sure. Naruto replied. Maybe you shouldn't. Hermione said, receiving a puzzling look from him, and she started to draw a small circle on the table with her index finger. What if I want to share bed with you? She muttered shyly, your bed's big enough for us and I want to sleep next to you and be first person I see when I wake up. She tucked her hair behind her ear as she sneaked a glance at him, is that weird for me to ask you that? And no, not at all. He shook his head with blush, I like to sleep with you, I mean, I feel so comfortable for some reason, right? Hermione smiled softly as he nodded, me too plus, we already saw each other naked few times, so Naruto almost choked on his water, nearly spit it out at same time, and the giggling witch quickly whipped some napkins up to him. Right or left? Left, it's closer to the door. Hermione placed a pillow on the left side of the mattress, she was wearing a set of purple plaid pajama. She glanced to her boyfriend, who was wearing a orange pajama pant, white t-shirt, and I see you're still sleeping with this goofy cap. She flashed him a teasing smirk. I love this thing, it's really comfy like your handmade blanket. Naruto brushed it off with a light chuckle as he lied down on right side under the said orange blanket, something that make Hermione happy to see when she crawl onto the bed with a book. Light reading. Yes, I want to finish it by the end of this week. The brunette shuffled closer to him, slightly leaning on his side. 30 minutes. The blonde picked a red book up off the bed stand. 30 minutes. She chirped as they started reading their books, tomorrow, do you want to make some plans for my vacation or wing it as usual? A little of both. He said, we can make some plans for the first week, then wing it the next week. What do you think? I can work with that. Hermione nodded in agreement. The next 20 minutes was quiet and the witch quietly closed her book as soon as she finished a chapter, then adjust her head slightly to stare at Naruto's face. He noticed her staring 2 minutes later and his head turned to face her with a quizzing look. She tilted her head up mutely, leaning in closer as if she want him to kiss her, and the shinobi leaned in to meet her lips. The witch felt his lips opening slightly and she saw a chance to slide her tongue inside his mouth. The couple slowly start to make out with wrestling tongues as their bodies press together with roaming hands on their backs. They both don't know how long they have been making out for until Hermione pull away with heavy breath and dreamily smile. "Good night, Naruto." She pecked his cheek then cuddling up onto his chest. "And night, Hermione." Naruto pecked her forehead lightly, wrapping his right arm around her body, and he turns the light off. He can feel her hand rubbing his stomach gently when he closes his eyes. A pleasuring scent reached her nose when Hermione slowly stir up from her slumber and she glanced at empty spot next to her then to the ajarring door. The witch get out of the bed, shivering slightly when her barefoot touched the cold floor and exit the bedroom as she rubbed Sandman sand off her eyes. She immediately see her boyfriend cooking something in kitchen area. "What are you making?" The blonde's head whipped over his shoulder to see her. "Hermione, you're up," Naruto said before he pout. "Aw, I was going to surprise you with breakfast in bed." "Sorry." She giggled slightly. "And I'm making pancakes," the blonde said as he glanced at the English cookbook. "Plain, chocolate or berries?" I'm in mood for chocolate," Hermione said after thinking it over. "When will it be ready at?" 20 minutes, I think," Naruto guessed. "Ah, then I'll take shower first." The witch head to the bathroom with a small yawn, barely hearing Naruto's alright when she get in. Kakashi walk into a bookstore with an exciting glint in his eye as he approached the book owner. "Hello, Sato, I'm here to pick up the order." "Ah, Kakashi." The young man smiled at the masked jonin as he turned around to a shelf filled with orange books and he take one out then turned back to the masked man. "Here you go. Enjoy." "I will." He gave the owner a eye smile and he was about to leave until he noticed a familiar spiky blonde hair behind a random bookshelf near the back. "Naruto's here?" He asked the owner to be sure. "Hi, he's in back, bargain aisle." Sato confirmed and the jonin thanked him as he walks toward the back. He saw Naruto's face through the gap in bookshelves. "Hi, Naruto, buying new books?" Kakashi stepped around the shelves with an eye smile, only to blink when he noticed that Naruto wasn't alone. A teenager girl pokes her head past the blonde's chest to look up at the masked man with raised eyebrow due to her squatting down on floor. She wear a gray buttoned-up blouse over blue shirt and jean with stranger-covered shoes. "Oh. Who is that with you?" "Kakashi." Naruto looked up to his teacher with stack of books in his arms. "Wow. Kakashi, I want you to meet Hermione, my girlfriend. She's visiting here for 2 weeks." He gestured to the said girl with his head, then turned to her with a wide grin. "Hermione, that is Kakashi. He's one of my teachers, the one that look after my team." "Ah, your girlfriend from another realm." The jonin said, "It's nice to meet you, Hermione. Naruto told me few things about you." "Hello." Hermione greeted with stinky eye, something that confused the masked jonin. He wonder why she look at him like that and he'll get his answer when she turned to Naruto. "Are all your teachers perverts?" She gestured to the orange book in Kakashi's hands. "Nah," Naruto said as Kakashi smiled. "Haruka is not a pervert." And there goes his smile as the masked man dropped his head dejectedly. "I think." "You think?" The witch rolled her eyes at him. "Wait, how do you know it's an erotic book?" The masked man asked curiously. "Naruto told me about it when this disgusting lecher tried to force him to read this book when he was 14. Hermione deadpanned. "Seriously, if it was Muggle or Wizarding World, this old pervert would be in prison for sexual misconduct behavior." Kakashi wisely kept his mouth closed because he'd encourage Naruto to read the brilliant literature of all time if he was in Jiraiya-sama's spot. Anyway, are you two on a tour or?" "We're kinda on a shopping date." Naruto chuckled. "Bookworm here wants to check some bookstores out and see if there's anything that catch her eyes." "And Catboy offered to pay half for me." The witch replied, "Then we're going to a restaurant for lunch. And I'm going to show her few more places like Fire Park, Kikyo Castle and couple natural parks." The blonde shinobi said. "Ah, that sounds very nice." The masked shinobi coughed into his fist. "Then I'll let you two be and enjoy your date. Again, it's nice to meet you, Hermione, and welcome to Konohagakure." He said his bye to the couple, leaving the store. "He seems nice, despite his flaw," Hermione commented. "Hi." Naruto smiled before he glanced down at the books in their arms, ready to check them out. I need to get one more." The brunette scanned the shelf once again, "or 2-3. "Oh, boy." The chuckling blonde muttered under his breath. The next day, Naruto feel his cheeks burning up when he arrived at a local lake with basket and rolled up towels under his arms as Hermione led him toward a spot she picked out. The reason why he's blushing is because he can't take his eyes off Hermione's rear. The witch was wearing a white bikini bottom with zipped up white with purple striped thin sweater that barely reached the top of her navel. Little did he know is that Hermione know that he was staring and she enjoys it, that's why she picks this swimsuit out. Here. Hermione pointed down, allow her boyfriend to put the basket down and she take one of the towels from him, lay it out on the sand, then set the basket on it. She unzip her sweater, then take it off to reveal her floral patterned white bandeau bikini top and take a sunscreen out from basket. Can you please rub it on my back? The brunette asked after applied some lotion on her limbs and front. Yes sure. Naruto helped her with the lotion, rubbing it all over her back. There, done. Thanks. The witch grinned over her shoulder and she squeezes some sunscreen lotion out on her hand. My turn, take your shirt off. The blonde take his black shirt off, leaving only his orange swim shorts and the witch's cheeks flushed at sight of his toned abs. Shame I can't touch it right now. She thought to herself as she rubbed the lotion all over his back and she pecked the back of his neck as soon as she finished. Race you to the water. She patted his back quickly before she raced toward the lake with a laugh. Last one there is a rotten egg. Hey, wait. Naruto quickly give a chase and Hermione was first to reach the water, immediately splash it at him with a giggle. He splash it back with a laughter and they play around for a few minutes, then enjoy a little swim until they return to their spot for a little break. You want tuna sandwich, cheese and ham or PBJ? He took some wrapped sandwiches out. Cheese and ham. She said, taking the sandwich, toss me a pop. Here. He handed her a soda bottle, then unwrap a tuna sandwich. Meanwhile across the shoreline, Ino drags Sakura toward an empty spot with Sai in tow, carrying many things at once. Ino, why do we have to come to this lake? Sakura attempted to pry her wrist out of the blonde's grip. Because, girl, you need to get some tan. Ino replied, like really bad. You have been spending too much time in hospital. Because it's my job. The pin cat huffed before she looks back at her smiling teammate, and why is Sai with us? Just an eye candy for me. The blonde Kunoichi smirked coyly as the pin cat rolled her eyes and the blonde was about to say thing until she noticed Naruto in distance, sitting with a girl that she have never seen before. A small gasp escapes her lip when Naruto wrapped his right arm around the girl's shoulders and the brunette leaned against him, laughed at something he said. No way. She pointed, is this Naruto over there, cozying up with some girl? Sakura followed the line of sight to see the couple, oh she tilted her head with index finger on her cheek, ah, that must be Hermione. Tsunade-sama told me she got here few days ago for. Hermione, the Hermione. Ino spun around to her best friend, Naruto's girlfriend from faraway place. And you know she's here. Why don't you tell me that? I was at working and you were out on mission until yesterday. The pin cat shrugged before the blonde Kunoichi suddenly pulled her toward the couple, hey. What are you doing? Let me go. No, Naruto, if you paint Mount Rushmore like you did with Hokage Rock, you'll get arrested. Hermione laughed, I don't want to visit you in prison and have you tell me that you're sleeping with Big Tony. 1. I'm not going to dropping the soap and 2, they have to arrest me if they catch me first. Naruto smirked, which they. Pia, Naruto, fancy running into you. Ino suddenly appeared in front of them with Sakura and Sai before she crisped her hands near her cheek with high falsetto tone, oh my, is this your lovely girlfriend, Hermione? Are you two on your romantic outing? Hello. The brunette looked at the blonde Kunoichi strangely, you are. That is Ino, she was one of my classmates from Academy Day. Naruto introduced them as he looked at the group with wondering expression before he gestured to Sakura, and that is Sakura, my teammate and he looked at Sai, ugh, Sai. Hello, it's good to see you again, Sai smiled, and nice to meet you, ugly flatty. I can see why you said you don't like him very much, Hermione whispered to Naruto lowly with twitching eyebrow and clenched jaw before she cleared her throat as she turned to the girls, nice to meet you, Ino and Sakura. She looked at the pin cat, Naruto told me a bit about you. And he told me a lot about you. Sakura replied, it's finally nice to meet you, too. We should let you two go back to your. Naruto, why don't you go and help Sai setting up over there and let us three have a little girl time? Ino chirped with cheesy grin, almost sound demanding and rude. The blonde shinobi glanced at his girlfriend, they are on a date and he doesn't know what to do in this situation. Go ahead. Hermione gave him a nod, it's only for few minutes. Alright, I'll be back. He gave her a quick kiss on cheek before he walked away with Sai, start grumbling when the pale shinobi said something to him with weird smile. So where did you two meet? Ino immediately asked the brunette. At Hogwarts, my school. The witch answered, if you want to be more specific on how we first met, he saved me from a troll in female restroom. Troll? The blonde Kunoichi blinked for a moment while Sakura already know about the creature after Naruto told her about it last year when she asked him. Okay, Ino cleared her throat, is he a good kisser? How far have you get with him? What's he like in bed? How? Ino. Sakura hissed with scandalized expression, she don't want to know about those details and can't believe her best friend at same time. That is personal between me and Naruto and it's none of your business. Hermione said bluntly with a small stern frown, I don't know you well enough to share those information and if I do, I won't. She looked pointy at Ino with calm voice, if I must be frank, you do not make a good impression with me when you just barge into our date then rudely order Naruto to help your friend so you can pry some private info out of me. Oh, don't be like that. Ino held her hands up, I was just asking, sheesh. More like fishing for gossip. The brunette retorted. Gossip, why I never the blonde Kunoichi scoffed. Naruto once told me that you like to gossip a lot, sharing everything with everyone you know. Hermione said, if I give you a tidbit, you're going to take it and twist it around for juicy gossip. She looked to Sakura, am I right? Yes, you're right. Sakura admitted, receiving a shocked look from the blonde girl. What? It's true. You did spread a rumor about Shizune cheating on Iruka with Genma when she already broke up with Iruka. You actually ran out right after overheard Anko telling Kurenai that Shizune was seeing Genma, but you didn't hear her saying that Iruka broke up with her last year. It was one time. Ino huffed. Oh, and there's another rumor you spread about Guy and the Pinkette said. Shut up, billboard brow. The blonde Kunoichi screeched then turned back to Hermione, I won't tell anyone else so it'll be between us three, I promise. Give some. Oh, bloody hell. Hermione threw her head back with an annoying groan, you're like Ron with slugs in head. No mean no, you pillock. Ino have no idea what pillock mean, but she assumed it must be an insult and she was about to say something, but. All done. Naruto returned to the group, what did you girls ta? Naruto, let's go looking for shells. The witch suddenly grabbed her boyfriend by arm, dragging him away from the Kunoichis. Hey, wait. Ino shook her fist, you. Come on, Ino pig. Sakura pulled the fuming Kunoichi back to Sai by force, she should have make some excuses up to avoid that, but Ino have to open her big mouth and being gossip hound like always. At least I'm not worse now than before. With the couple, Naruto glanced at his girlfriend curiously as her jaw clenched tighter, a telltale sign that she's mad. So what do you think of the girls? Sakura's okay, I guess. Hermione said, but Ino she threw her hands up slightly, ugh, I can't even I wish I bring my wand with me today. What did she do? He asked, beside rudely interrupting our date. Asking personal questions and not taking no. She grumbled. Ah, that's how she is. Naruto shook his head with eye rolls, when she found out that I started seeing you, she have been hounding me for questions for weeks. And did you answer any? Hermione asked with arched eyebrows. Just some basic questions like your hobbies but nothing personal. He said, she's more like acquaintance and it'll be too weird to share something very intimate to someone I don't know very well. Good. The witch sighed, I shiver to think what kind of lies she'll gossiping to strangers if we give her any little info or if she find out about our games. Her comment nearly causes Naruto to trip onto the sand. DG good thing she won't know about that, the blushing blonde muttered. Yeah. Hermione quickly shake her head clearly, let's forget about that and focus on something fun. Oh, what kind of fun? Naruto asked, building sandcastle or exploring this cove on other side of the lake. I'm thinking of something like the witch suddenly shove him into the water with a laughter that. Ooh, now you've done it. The blonde smirked mischievously as he get up and without any warning, he tossed the squealing witch over into the lake and the laughing witch starts splashing water at him again. The couple kept playing around and enjoys the rest of their date while avoiding nosy Ino as much as they can. What do you want to do tomorrow? Naruto asked, lying on sofa with his back resting on right armrest. Let's see, Hermione hummed to herself in deep thought as she played footsie with him absent-mindedly under blanket, lying opposite him. We just went camping in a natural park on weekend, stargazing is out, since we did it there. She tapped her cheek few times, I don't know, what about you? Ditto. He shrugged, we pretty much did everything I can think of, it's pretty amazing how many things we can do in a week and a half. Yes, only 4 days left. The witch agreed, time really flew by when you have fun. Her boyfriend nodded with her. 4 days, huh? Naruto muttered, I don't know you, but I want to spend next few days indoor, just lazing around. Ooh, you read my mind. Hermione grinned happily, she can be introvert when she want to. She flipped the blanket and crawled forward on Naruto, then snuggle up against his chest, pulling the blanket back before she grabbed the closest book off the low table. Spoon me. Big or little? The blonde asked, wrapping his arms around her waist and resting his chin on top of her head. The usual. The witch said, and they adjusting their positions until he spooned her from behind. Then she start to read her book as her boyfriend run his hand through her hair, playing a little with some of her spray hair strands while reading over her shoulders. 4 days. Hermione sneak a glance at her boyfriend, then back to her book, maybe I'll do that. Geez, the main character in this book is so unrelated. Naruto commented. I know, and I bet this character he's talking to is the murderer. Hermione replied. I'm back. Hermione entered the apartment with a small white bag, closed the door behind her with her foot and locked it. Welcome back, how was the shopping? Naruto replied back from the kitchen, checking the ham and oven to see if it's ready. But then it turned out to be great when I hit Ino with stupefy for bugging me again. The witch put the bag away in the bedroom while the blonde chuckled, then she come out with another bag. Before dinner, can you put those on for me? She passed it to him as he looked inside to see some clothes, please. She flashed him a cute lopsided grin. Sure, anything for you. The chuckling blonde walked into his room, take ham out in 2 minutes. She gave him acknowledged chirp and by the time Naruto come out, the ham was out on table with slices on plates. The witch glanced up and down his appearance, you look nice. The shinobi was wearing orange t-shirt, navy jean and pair of socks. Thanks. Naruto scratched his head, the jean feel a little tight and socks feel so weird. That is first time he wears socks for a long time, any reason why I need to wear them tonight? Are we going out? You'll find out after dinner. Hermione smiled as she sat down at dining table, joined by the shinobi, and she takes a bite of ham slice. Not bad. She smacked her lip, did you glaze it with honey? Hi. The blonde nodded while eating his food, you like it? Yes, and did you like the black tea that I brought from London? She asked. Yeah, it's really good and kinda unique. Naruto glanced at the deflated tea bag in his empty cup, why we never tried it until now is. I forget it was still in my luggage, okay. The witch blushed, receiving a small after from her boyfriend. After finished their dinner, they wash and put the dishware away, then stow the leftover away in refrigerator. Now what? Naruto asked his girlfriend as she led him to the living room. The game? Hermione sat down on sofa with a timid smile, strip game to be exact. SS strip game, you want to play it here? The blonde's face lit up red, now he understand why she want him to put his chosen clothes on. Why yeah, I want to. The witch blushed heavily, well they have play strip games via orb, but doing it together in person is different story. Well then, what game do you suggest? Naruto tried to calm himself down, poker. Heck no, I'll lose right away and it won't be fun. Hermione scoffed with few laugh. For me, it'll be. He joked, earn a small swat on arm from her when he sit down next to her. Anyway, what do you have in mind? Rock paper scissors. She said. Ah, get it. Naruto was about to bring his fist up, but Hermione placed her hand on his hand, pushing it down. Ah, but we're going to do it different this time. Hermione looked into his eyes with a blush, the winner has to take the loser's piece of clothes off. Did you come up with this rule just now or the poor shinobi have a tiny nosebleed? Why yes. The blushing witch cleared her throat few times as she held her fist up, ready. The blushing blonde held his fist up with a nod, 1-2 shoot. She lost with paper before she stretched her legs out on the low table, take my socks off. Both count as one article, right? Naruto asked, rolling her sock off one at a time. Yes. Hermione nodded as they play another round and she wins this time. Socks. He called out, allowing her to take his socks off. 1-2 shoot. He lose again, oh. Shirt or pant? The witch smirked smugly and the blonde debating internally for a good minute. Shirt. Naruto answered and his girlfriend grabbed the bottom of his shirt, slowly pulling it up while teasing him with few pecks on neck and lips. The blonde have to help her with the shirt arms and she threw it across. 2 more to go then I win. Hermione grinned cheeky as the blonde stick his tongue out at her, 1-2 shoot. She lose to rock, bollocks. Shouldn't have gloat. The blonde teased and she stick her tongue out before she think deeply on which article she have to take off. Pant. The blushing witch said, her shirt's big enough to cover her inner thighs. She thought that Naruto's head will explode with this atomic blush when he nervously unbuttoned, then pull her pant off, trying his best not to meet her eyes out of embarrassment and nervous. Ready. DG give me a minute. Naruto took few deep breaths before he held his hand up with a nod, ready 1-2 shoot. He lose to rock, kami damn it pant. He only have pant and there is no way the witch can take his underwear off with his pant on until she know a spell that remove a certain clothes. The blushing witch removes his pant, have similar reaction like him when he took her pant off. Where in the world did you find this orange boxer? Hermione eyes the bright orange boxer weirdly, who the hell make neon bright orange underwear? At a store in Suna. The blonde grinned widely and the brunette rolled her eyes lightly before they play another round, he won. Shirt. The witch lifts her arms up, causing her shirt to rise up and reveal her panty to him. Gage just one more then we'll be Naruto take her shirt off before he drop his jaw at the sight of her bare breasts up close, Hermione, www we were you braless all day. He stuttered with red face. No, I took it off before dinner. The blushing brunette admitted, like I said, get to make everything fair for us. She giggled as the shinobi kept staring at her breasts, are you going to stare at it all day or what? Why yes, the blonde stuttered before he realized his implication as he waved his arms. No, yes, no, I mean we gotta finish the game. One Hermione covered her breasts with left arm as she snickered at his behavior. To shoot. The game ended in Naruto's victory, look like I lost. She said, taking his hands and guiding them to her underwear as a sign that it's okay. The blushing shinobi turned his eyes up away from her lower body as the underwear slipped down her legs and off. LLL, let's put, Naruto muttered before the witch cut him off by standing up and taking his hand with a tug. Time to give you a reward for winning the game. The witch guides him into the bedroom. Wait, what reward? He blinked rapidly, you never said anything about that. Because it's a surprise. Hermione turned around to plant a deep kiss on his lip and he kissed back, it lasted for a few moments until he squeaked in surprise when his girlfriend palmed his groin with soft caress. I want to do it. The blushing nervous witch fondled her lover's groin, just once before I go home. I want to make our last night together special. Are you sure? Naruto gulped as his hands unknowingly stroked her sides gently. Yes, I want you to be my first because I trust you. Hermione pecked his chin then looked into his eyes, see, can we do it? Why yes. He kissed his lover again, their tongues immediately slide into each other's mouth as they make out and he feel her right hand guiding his left hand to her buttocks. He gives it a squeeze and his lover moans softly, grinding their groins together as her arms move up to wrap around his neck. Does it feels good? He asked, kneading her buttocks with both hands. Yes, the moaning witch pressed her chest against him as she halt their makeout to give him few hickeys on his neck. My bum's sensitive, she squealed lightly when her lover pinched her rear lightly. Naruto. She whined softly as she kept kissing his neck and shoulder, I told you it's sensitive. Sorry, I can't resist teasing you, Naruto chuckled slightly as his head bent down to suck on her neck gently, and you know that my sexy bookworm. Two can play this game. Hermione suddenly yanked his boxer down, then grabbed his half-erected member, stroking it at slow pace. Am I doing it right? She asked with heavy blush, she can't believe she's touching his cock and how big it looks up close. Why yeah, it feels so good, the blonde moaned in pleasure as his lover increased her stroking speed. See, can you loose your grip a little? The witch followed his direction and he grunted out in pleasure, carefully take his boxer off around his feet. His eyes wander all over his lover's body from top to bottom and his left hand reached down to her groin, rubbing her lower mouth awkwardly due to the fact that they were standing very close to each other. Should we move it to bed? See, can you lie down first? Hermione glanced between the bed and her lover then pointed at the center of the bed. Sure, like that. Naruto lies flat on the mattress, feeling a little confusing and nervous why she want him to lie like that. He'll get his answer when Hermione crawl over him and place herself in 69 position, resuming her handjob. The moaning blonde stare at his lover's lower mouth, having no idea what to do for a moment until he place his hands on top of her buttocks, then bring his mouth up to insert his tongue inside, wiggling it around. He believes it must be a correct action by the sound of his lover's pleasuring moans. I hope I can pull that off. Hermione glanced at her lover's throbbing cock as her hip grind against Naruto's face. What did this sex book say about it again? Less teeth. She slowly bring her head down and slowly push the head of cock inside her mouth, twirling her tongue around clumsily. She lower her head slowly, swallowing halfway, then starting bobbing up and down while stroking few inches of his cock. Holy, Naruto groaned in pure pleasure, the action of his lover caused him to dig deeper into her inner cavern and the moaning witch take more of his cock inside her mouth as they slowly increased the pace while their hands roam all over their body parts. It went on for a while until he feels something within his cock and he halt eating her out to warn her. Hermione, I'm going to. The witch immediately understand his warning as she pull his member out of her mouth, aim it away from her toward the end of bed and he ejaculate his fluid all over the bottom of the sheet. Thank for warning. The witch folded part of sheet over to cover the sticky fluids, then roll around until she saddle her lover and reach over to the bedstand where a white bag sit on. She fishes something out and it was a condom. Do you know how to put rubber on? Hi, Hiro-senin explained it one time to me when we were on trip and he tear it open with red face. Let me guess, he tried to hook you up with sex worker, but you ran away before he get a chance to, right? Hermione deadpanned. You get it right. Naruto chuckled lightly as he slipped the condom down his cock, then check it, oh okay. He looked up to her, is there any, position you want to do? Missionary? Doggy? He only knows few sex positions because of some erotic scene in few books, but that was it. CC cowgirl. The witch blushed and the blonde nodded as she lifted herself up slightly with one hand under her, moving her lover's member around until it lined up to her lower mouth. She slowly sit down, pushing the cock into her entrance, and she moan out as she sit down on his groin, feeling the whole length of her lover's heart and member within her body. Wow, that feels so weird, she whispered nervously with few small moans as her maidenhood get used to the size of her lover's cock, in a good way. Yes. The blonde stroked the witch's sides in attempt to soothe her nervousness down, and she gave him a small nod. Take your time. Let me know when you're ready. The brunette smiled down at him before she bends down to give him a deep kiss, then sit back up. I am starting now, Hermione said after few minutes, and she slowly lifts herself up halfway the shaft, then she drops back down on it, moan out at the new feeling as she slowly bounce on her lover at her own pace. She placed her hands on his shoulder to steady herself, and she almost cry out in pleasure when her lover start to thrusting upward inside her at matching pace with his hands on her bouncing hip. Their pace slowly increase, and after few minutes, Naruto carefully flip her over on her back, then thrusting at high speed as the moaning witch wrap her legs around his waist. Hermione was so thankful that she folded the sheet early, or she would have got those sticky fluids all over her back or in hair. Does it feel good? Naruto asked her with bucking hips, decorating the moaning witch's nape with hickeys as his hands run up across her body, then groping her breasts clumsily. Why yes, she gasped out as her grunting lover's thrusts become hard and deep. Keep going, she cupped Naruto's face, then lock eyes with him for a moment before they kiss, starting making out. It went on for a while until Hermione screamed out in pleasure when she hit her climax for the first time, and she can feel the rubber swell slightly, which mean her lover have come several moments later. Her legs untangle, allows her panting lover to carefully pull out with a damp condom, then roll over on his back next to her. Hermione, the panting blonde, rolled on his side to face the said witch after he removed the used condom and threw it in trash can next to bed. I love you. I love you too, and Naruto. Hermione smiled at her lover with heavy pant, their hands trail all over each other's bodies. Do you want to do it again? But the condom, Naruto said. There's more in the bag. The witch replied, and the blonde peeked inside to see a box of condoms. 5 rounds. He looked back to his lover and Hermione blushed heavy before she give him a nod. Naruto immediately slapped new condom on, then thrust into his moaning lover's entrance in spoon position. They barely have any sleep this night. Hagrid is going to pick you up at main gate, right? Naruto walked with Hermione the next day as they held hands, carrying her luggage. Yes. Hermione nodded and they walk in silence, just enjoying each other's company. Next summer, let's do it again in London. Like last night. He whispered to her with red face. No, you perv. She lightly swatted his chest with a small giggle. I mean, like going on dates and stuff for the break. I want to show you London like you did with me here. Ah. Naruto cleared his throat into his fist. London, huh? I'll have to ask Bachan about a vacation for summertime, I'll let you know. Make sure you do. Hermione kissed his cheek. My parent will love to meet you, but you have to sleep in guest room. Oh, but I like to sleep with you. He pouted childishly. Me too. The witch laughed as they reached the main gate and they share a goodbye hug and kiss before she left with Hagrid, who was waiting for a while. She can't wait for the next summer. A rough year. Hermione inhaled deeply as she tried her best to not to break down at the end of Dumbledore's funeral. She never pictured her 6th year to be the toughest and worst year in her whole life. It starts out smoothly the first few months until she heard from Naruto about Jiraiya's death and Akatsuki's attack. The witch wished she was there to comfort Naruto in this time, as she wished that Naruto was here to comfort her in time of her need, but she know it's impossible right now because… Hermione. The said brunette peeked over her shoulder to Harry, since we are going to looking for the Horcruxes, we may need to find some places as a hideout to elude Voldemort and his Death Eaters. I'm thinking Naruto's realm. Can you contact Naruto and… No, we can't. Hermione shook her head sadly with a whisper, right now, it's not good idea to go to this realm. Why not? Harry looked at her with furrowed brows and quizzical frown. Because it's at war. She muttered softly, a world war between ninjas and Akatsuki. Oh, I don't know, the glass-wearing wizard blinked worriedly. I'm sorry. Is Naruto? He's fine. Hermione sighed. The cages, the world leaders in his realm, tried to keep him in dark and kept him at a secret island until he found out about the war from some guy named Killer Bee. Right now, he's trying to figure out how to end this war. How do you know about Harry asked. He told me via our communication orbs, we share pretty much everything. She chuckled softly, almost bitter due to everything that's going down right now. The witch sighed, I wish he's here with me right now. And so does he. The glass-wearing wizard placed his hand on her shoulder for support. I'm sorry, I don't know what you were going through. Thank, Harry. Hermione smiled lightly, and it's okay. We're going to pull through it. She turned back to watch some people shoveling dirt over Dumbledore's grave. We will. Right now, she's going to her war. It has been a very long and difficult year for Hermione and everyone around her. The war has affected some people to some degree, and the Battle of Hogwarts will probably be the end of this wizarding war. Hermione have gone through and overcome some trials and come out of it stronger and wiser than before. When things get too much or hard, she would contact Naruto in secret and they'd talk things out, confide in each other and support each other through it, but the contact was very rare and not often, due to her moving around and him at large-scale war. They keep each other in their thoughts, and that was what keeps her going stronger. A chance to see him again. The witch glances around behind her, looking for few certain people, and some weren't present since there are different fights at different locations around Hogwarts. The first person come to her mind was her best friend, Harry Potter. Harry, after 7 years, finally realizes the true nature of his so-called friend, Ron, after few certain events, and breaks their friendship off to Hermione's joy. Now he's treating him like an acquaintance and tolerates him for Ginny's sake. Ron, she honestly can't believe there's someone worse than this Draco imp, and that's saying something. She recalled the last year as if it was yesterday. Ron have been bugging her for a whole month, begging her to break up with Naruto and be with him as a true soulmate like a broken record until he get a brilliant idea to use this poor lavender girl and having an exhibitionist relationship in attempt to make Hermione jealous, like this time at Yule Ball. Honestly. Does he have a lousy memory or what? He failed to realize that his very public relationship make everyone uncomfortable around the couple and turn himself into an embarrassment to his siblings. Then when the trio went on Horcruxes hunting, he kept questioning Harry's leadership at every second and demand to be the leader because he's the, in his own word, best tactician who can do everything, which further make him the family embarrassment after he hit on Fleur many times and bragging about his close friendship with the boy who lived in front of his older brother, who happened to be her fiancé, and Weasley family. And to make it worse, he cheated on Lavender repeatedly with other girls in different pubs without her knowledge, and when this poor girl died few hours ago, Ron just brushed her death off like it was nothing. That was the moment Harry realized how shallow and insensitive Ron was. Not to mention how many times Ron tried to kiss Hermione, only to get stupefied by her. Nut for thought. Hermione turned to McGonagall, you seems to be a little lost in your head. Oh, just thinking about how some people changed in a year. The young witch replied, it's amazing how war can affect people in many different ways. I'll say. McGonagall bobbed her head, you're one brave girl. Thank you, Professor McGonagall. She said. Please, call me Minerva. The older witch winked and the young witch smiled. She's on her last leg as she blasts a random enemy away and to take his place. Shit. Hermione gritted her teeth, there are too many of them and she's running on fume after taking who know how many enemies down. She's tired. A ugly hunching wizard pointed out, quick, get her. Several dark wizards and witches fired their spell at her and Hermione don't have enough energy to cast a defense spell, so she closed her eyes to brace herself for the pain. But instead of feeling pain, she feels something grab her by her waist, following by lack of gravity, and the sound of explosive rang out below her. While Hermione slowly opened her eyes to stare down at incinerated ground, and several dark magicians stare up to her in surprise. She feel her waist squeezing light and realize someone was holding her up with her arms around neck before her head whip up to stare at a familiar face with widened eyes. Yo, bookworm. Naruto grinned down at her, look like I made it in time. And Naruto. She gasped, is that you? Yup, the one and only unpredictable ninja. He smirked, hold on, I'll take you somewhere safe. The shinobi used Shunshin to land down next to members of Dumbledore's army and he put the witch back down on her feet. At this moment, Hermione noticed something. Naruto, your arm. Hermione gasped at the sight of Naruto's missing right arm. This but a scratch. Naruto joked. Really, you're pulling Monty Python in this situation. The widened-eyed witch hissed with clenched teeth. Sorry. He chuckled. You're lucky that I don't have books on me. Hermione can't help but to smile before she drop it, but wait, your war. It's over, we won. Naruto grinned widely, and now I'm here to help you guys out. But you have one arm, she said worriedly, and there's too many of them. Don't worry, I pick up some cool tricks during the war. The blonde shinobi winked before a giant octopus shoot up from nowhere in the distance as it sent some screaming dark magicians up in air and several wizards cried out when the sand come to live, cocooning them. And I bought a couple friends of mine. He turned to the front line with a wide smirk, take a breath, Hermione, and leave these bastards to me. His body explodes in golden chakra along with right chakra arm, horns and 9 floating black balls. Let's go. He immediately flew toward the widened-eyed dark wizards. Who the hell is this guy? One of the friendly wizards stuttered in awe, watching Naruto flying around as he fired giant elemental orbs at the screaming enemies one after one. My boyfriend. Hermione smiled in relief, she'll ask her boyfriend about his missing arm as soon as this battle is over, but at least he made it. The Dumbledore's army was celebrating their victory with a huge feast, while some mourning for their losses, the war has ended and Voldemort is gone for good. Your friends are very interesting. Hermione stared at Killer Bee and Gara oddly, mostly directing toward the bulky black man because he was rapping loudly on table as several wizards and witches grimaced at his bad rap. Yeah, they are. Naruto chuckled with his left arm around the witch, they have been catching up, and Hermione gave him a good scolding for having a stupid fight with Sasuke after he told her how he lost his arm, and he was able to calm her down when he mentioned that Tsunade can replace his missing arm with a fully maneuverable prosthetic arm made from the first Hokage's cells. Sorry, I can't bring everyone, but they were so exhausted and busy with. It's okay, I understand. The witch leaned against her boyfriend with a content sigh, I'm happy you're here. Me too. He pecked her forehead and they enjoy each other's company while looking around at some people. Hermione noticed Luna Lovegood quietly taking seat next to Gaara with a tiny smile, and the brunette witch corked her eyebrow at that for a second before she dropped it, figuring it to be one of many Luna's unexplainable antics. So what are you going to do now? The blonde asked, looking for your parents and restore their memories. That's the first thing on my list. Hermione nodded, then I'm going back to Hogwarts and finish my education. She tapped her chin, and I have to start thinking about colleges and what majors I should take. She glanced up to him, you? Mostly rebuilding and recovering. Naruto think to himself, Kakashi said he's going to promote me to Jonin, but I have to do some studying first, and he averted his eyes, muttering something under his breath with nervous tone. Please speak up, I can't hear you. The puzzling witch stared at her boyfriend, what did you say? I said the blonde shinobi gulped nervously, I want to ask you will you marry me? Marry Hermione gasped softly, staring at him with widened eyes for a few moments in silence before her lips slowly turned upward in a small opening smile and she was about to say something. Babe, why are you hanging out with one-armed Wazak when you should be with a real man like me, your true love? Ron drunkenly stumbled toward them with loud voice as he brandishing a half-empty alcohol bottle. I'm the real hero here, if it wasn't for me, the boy who lived would have never defeat Voldemort. You should be very honored to have my attention because I'm… Wait 1 minute. The smiling witch held index finger up to Naruto as he gave her a nod and she stand up, spin around and deck Ron square in face. The red-haired wizard fell backward through a stool onto the floor and he wailed loudly as he held his bleeding broken nose. Sod off, you fucking plug ugly maggot ligger. Don't you get it? I'm not interested in you. Not even a bit. If I was single, I'll rather to eat slimy banana slugs than to be with you. The thought of dating a manky mingebag like you sicken me to the core. It's good thing I'm with Naruto, a real man who I have been in love for almost 8 years. The blonde looked up to her with a surprised blink. I have a crush on you since you saved me from the troll in bathroom. Ah. He accepted her explanation and the witch turns back to the sobbing red-headed wizard. And if I don't get that through your damn thick skull, I'm going to marry him. Hermione pointed to Naruto. Is that a yes to my proposal? Naruto asked with joyful expression. Yes. The witch nodded happily with beaming smile, but I want a proper proposal, is that okay? Yeah, I'll surprise you with a wonderful proposal and all works within this year. He stood up and they hug each other tighter. You deserve better than an instantaneous proposal. Oh no, not if I have something to say. Ron stood up with a deadly glare, I saw her first, she's mine. Ugh. Hermione groaned furiously. Want me to take care of him or you'll do it? Naruto asked. I got this one. The witch released him, spun around to punch Ron once again, then takes her wand out. Obliviate. She zapped him and the red-haired wizard's eyes glossed over with drool before he pass out. Erase memory spell. The blonde shinobi asked. Forgetfulness charm. Hermione chirped with a nod, all memories of me, gone. Jazzing. Naruto pointed out. Replace myself with a complete stranger who never existed. She smirked, and it's a trap. The what? He tilted his head with odd look, wondering how a trap is related to this. I have to introduce you to manga one day. Hermione hummed, it's a Japanese comic, I come across a book called One Piece during the hunting mission, and it's very interesting. She grinned lopsidedly, I really love this multilingual spell. Me too, bookworm, me too. Naruto laughed, hugging her from behind. Big bad Nanao tail is getting hitched to baddest witch. Killer Bee hollered, let's party harder. Most celebrated loudly and the couple blushed as soon as they realized that they were still in public place, as many people approached the couple to congratulate them. It turned out that the couple didn't notice that some people were cheering when the brunette witch punched Ron twice, then zap him with forgetfulness speller Ginny's loud finally sigh, along with her family's disappointment toward the young son's behavior. The blushing shinobi turned back to his now fiancé. When do you want to start looking for your parent? Tomorrow. Hermione whispered, you know you have to ask my dad for blessing first before we tie the knot. Naruto gulped nervously, he hopes Hermione's father is not one of these overprotective types that'll try to kill you for taking his little girl away. The witch snickered quietly at her boyfriend's reaction. Beginning of something new. Are you telling me that Naruto is living in a brand new fancy apartment building? Kiba looked around in a large hallway with widened eyes as he walked with the Konoha 12, with Sasuke replacing Niji and Sai as new friend, and almost everyone were carrying foods and gifts. Doesn't this place cost, like, over 300,000 ryo a month? Yes, but the landlord gave Naruto a huge discount. Shino replied, he was able to afford 2 LDK for less than 90,000 a month. What? How? Why? The Inuzuka heir stuttered. 2 LDK? Ino whistled, damn, lucky him. I would kill for 2-bedroom apartment. You can afford one if you cut back on your shoe shopping. Shikamaru drawled, earn a nasty look from the blonde Kunoichi. Remind me why we are visiting Naruto today. To give him a housewarming party. Tenten answered, out of us all, he's the only one that move in new place. Naruto's old apartment building was destroyed during Pain's assault and he have been living in tents with thousands that lost their homes for a while. Which room number is it again? Sasuke asked. 425. Sakura pointed to the said numbered door and she was about to knock until the group hears something behind the door. Where do you want that to go to? Naruto's voice asked in strange language that the group never heard of. Put that down. A female voice spoke a little loudly, your new arm is not fully recovered. Leave the heavy-duty stuff to me. Aw, come on. The whiskered blonde's voice whined, I want to be useful. Just let me carry this huge wardrobe, please. I'll be careful, I promise. I'll use cage boo. You, careful. The female voice scoffed in playful manner, you almost popped your new arm out when you carried 4 boxes filled with thick books. We almost have to go to hospital if it wasn't for Kurama healing you. Like I said, leave the heavy-duty stuff to me. I'll use my magic Naruto, put it down, or I'll cast a mushroom growing spell on you. There was a long pause. Why is there a spell for growing mushrooms? Naruto asked strangely, and how come do you know this spell in first place? I don't know why and it was something I learned in a first-year class, herbology I believe. The female's voice hummed. What the heck are they speaking in? Shikamaru knocked the door to get some answers and to get it over with so he can go watching some clouds. Someone's at door, do you want me to get that? The female voice asked, it sounded like she was getting close to the door. Yes, please. The whiskered shinobi replied before the door opened to reveal a face, unfamiliar to many and familiar to very few. Yes, can I help you? Hermione poked her head out behind the door until she noticed 3 familiar faces, oh, hello. Hermione. Sakura blinked and she was about to ask her, but Naruto poked his head out from the living room. Hermione, who's it? Naruto noticed the group outside before he walked to Hermione's side, oh, hey guys. What bring you all here? We heard that you just moved into a new place, so we want to give you a housewarming party. Sasuke sneaked few glances at the brunette as the couple let them in, who's that? That is Hermione Granger, Naruto's girlfriend. The Pinkette spoke. Ah, the one from different realm. Choji said, and almost everyone looked up and down Hermione's appearance for the first time. It's finally nice to meet you. Shino said, Naruto have mentioned a lot about you. I can say the same thing. Hermione replied, he also told me things about his friends. Dobe have a girlfriend. The last Uchiha uttered in disbelief and Naruto was about to say something. When we got here, we heard you two talking behind the door. Shikamaru glanced at the couple, was it a different language or something else? He noticed dozen boxes and few furniture clattered around, you're still unpacking. Don't you just move in last month? Yes, we were speaking in English. The witch said. And those boxes and stuffs belong to Hermione. The whiskered blonde added as everyone stared at the couple with few blinks, she's moving in with me. He scratched his head with a wide grin, well, she'll live here during summer and breaks. But it's going to be permanent once I finished my education. Hermione said before she tapped her cheek in deep thought, and for college years, it'll be mostly back and forth. I'll be here for the weekends and any days off. Yeah, good thing we have magical cabinets now. Naruto hummed as the witch nodded again, they have one placed in a small building near Hokage's tower and another one in Hogwarts. It come to their surprise when they discovered that Hogwarts also have a college. Wow, that's a big step up. Tenten muttered, having no idea what college is. What spur it on? I proposed to her. Naruto placed his bandaged arm around Hermione's shoulder with a wide beaming grin. And I said yes. Hermione's head leaned to rest on his shoulder with equal smile. The group stare at them in complete silence for a few minutes until they hear a hard thud and everyone's heads turn to fainted Uchiha on floor. Oh dear, is he okay? Hi. Sakura stuttered, he's just shocked about the news like us. She looked back to the couple, see congrats. I'm happy for you too. Thank you. The smiling witch replied before she remembers that her guests were still holding the foods and gifts, oh. You can put them on table in kitchen. And if it's not too much, you can help us with heavy lifting and unpacking. Naruto jabbed his thumb at a large wardrobe in living room, starting with that. Hermione won't let me carry it because he's not fully recovered. Hermione gave him a stern look. Your doctor told you to take it easy for few months, that mean no heavy lifting. I can use cage boo. We are not going to dance around that again. The witch raised her index finger up to him, or did you forget what happened with large chest? It was not my fault that the clones decided to get sassy on me and poof out, almost making me dislocated my arm. Naruto crossed his arms with a pout, that was their fault. They are you. Hermione deadpanned, I still do not understand why you were arguing with yourself over ramen. I want Mizo, but they want the blonde shinobi grumbled under his breath, something about stupid clones and ramen dishes. The group sweat drop at the sight. Okay, I'll put those books away. Shikamaru glanced at stack of books on table next to half-empty bookshelf, arranging by. It don't matter. Hermione waved it off, just put them away anywhere you like, as long as they are upright properly and lining up by same size. Alright, the lazy genius notices something strange about one certain book. Why is there a face impression on this book? The witch dips her face down with embarrassment blush and her fiancé just laughed at the memory, much to everyone's confusion. You haven't replied to the invitations yet. Hermione chewed lightly on her pen as she looked over several papers with Naruto in living room with order out food containers. Let's see. Naruto flipped through some papers. Hinata Hyuga, Shikamaru, Neville Longbottom, Paddle Twins, Hannah Abbott, Dean Thomas. Oh, Hannah and Neville are coming. The witch shuffled through papers until she find the letters, here. And take Dean and Paddle Twins off the list, they said they won't come. Got it. He crossed few names out, then add checkmark next to two names as Crookshanks walk onto his laps, curling up. Since they are coming, where do you want to seat them at for the reception? Neville should go to this group. Hermione pointed at a drawn paper with many tables, Hannah will sit next to him. Why? Naruto tilted his head. Because they are now dating. She answered. Oh, good for him. The blonde chuckled. Yes. The witch smiled lightly, speaking of table, should we go with white or gray tablecloth? White. Naruto hummed. What shades? There are shades of white. He looked up with a blink. Yes, there are. Hermione pushed a color book toward him, here. I'm little torn between floral white and seashell. I can't see the difference between them. Naruto sweated at the shades, I think seashell. You think? She gave him a look, why this color? It brings out your beautiful brown eyes, the blonde said lamely. Floral white it is. The witch picked the said shade out with a sigh and he threw his hands up. He never noticed her small smirk, what he don't know is that she already picked the color out and the reason why she asked him about it is because she want to see him sweat a little for fun. I went to see the florist this morning. Naruto said, she can get us hydrangea flowers in white, pink and blues, but she want to know how many do we want. Let's see, there are 30 tables so we need 30 vases. Hermione tapped her pen on table with chewing lip, 5 bouquets for our table, about 200s for the wedding ceremony. She wrote the numbers down, 1 pink for each bridesmaid, the price she mumbled to herself as she did some math, 35 bouquets, 200s flowers, 7 bridesmaids. She handed over to him with a nod, yes, that's good enough for the budget. File it away in the folder. Have you heard back from the catering place? Not yet, do you want me to stop by tomorrow? He tucked the paper into a thick folder, labeled wedding plan. No, I will at the end of this week. She shook her head while shuffling more papers until she checked the time, then looked up to him, let's stop here for now. Finally. Naruto exhaled as they started to clean up, I felt like we have been at it for 12 hours. I know. Hermione laughed, but it'll make everything worth it in the end. Her fiancé agreed with her, we're getting married in 4 months, can you believe it? Yeah. He laughed softly as his fiancé crawled over to his side so they can snuggle, sometime I think I'm dreaming. Yes, I know what you mean. She ran her hand across the cat's fur as Crookshanks purred on Naruto's laps, I never thought I'll marry the first love of my life. She kissed Naruto's cheek with affection, I love you. I love you too. Naruto kissed her back before they eat their cold foods, sharing few small talks. The day of wedding have arrived in a blink and Hermione can't calm her fluttering heartbeat down as the people around her dress her up and fixing few things up. Nervous. The brunette glanced sideways to Luna as she smears few lipsticks together on a napkin, ignoring few strange looks from her fellow bridesmaids. Yes and no. Hermione took a deep breath before she winced when the hairstylist tried to untangle her wild hair so she can straighten it out with iron curler. I'm nervous but exciting. She winced again, that's normal right? Yes, it's common among the brides. Ginny replied, Fleur was like that when she married my big brother. Normal is overrated. Luna dabbed her lip with mixed color from napkin. I see, the brunette muttered, Ginny, how are you with Harry? We're good so far. The redhead smiled, he just took me out to a nice restaurant other day and it turns out to be a wonderful date. That's nice. Hermione smiled back, you two do suit each other. The redhead thanked her. Is Gara single? Luna suddenly asked with a curious look. Yes, I believe he is. The brunette replied. Who? Ginny raised her eyebrow. Naruto's friend from Suna, a reed that controls sand. Hermione said, he was one of Naruto's friends that come to help us out during the final battle, remember? Oh, this guy. The reed uttered, she never get this man's name. Luna, if you ask her that, she looked to the said girl oddly, does that mean you like him? Yes, he's interesting and cute. Luna flashed her easygoing smile before she turned to Hermione, when you throw the flowers, can you send it to our way? I won't be mad if Ginny catch it instead of me, since she'll marry Harry. Luna. Ginny shouted with heavy blush, it's too soon for me to think about that. We just started dating. Well, I'll consider doing that. Hermione smiled teasingly and the reed dropped her jaw at her while the blonde petite nodded approvingly. How do I look? Naruto fidgeted with his orange tie nervously. You look fine. Sasuke droned, dope, stop playing with your tie. Easy for you to say. The blonde kept fidgeting, I'm the only one that wear tie up here. He glanced at the audience, mostly family and friends, in front of him as they sit on the pews. You all are wearing some frilly thingy. Poet blouse. Harry Potter corrected him with a whisper. Oh, that was what it called. Naruto looked over his shoulder with a single blink, it turned out the groomsmen were wearing orange poet blouses and black tuxedo. You don't know the name of this humiliating shirt and yet you pick it out for us. Kiba asked with twitching eyebrow, why did you make us wear it in first place? Because it's hilarious. The blonde said cheekily, earned few dirty looks from his groomsmen. Anyway, that is kinda strange wedding I ever seen in my life. Shikamaru glanced around at the opening wedding area, no robes, no scrolls, a large cross, so much white. Hermione is a Christian because of her family and she wants a tradition white wedding, so we agreed on it. Naruto explained, if you wonder what Christian is, it's one of many religions from Muggle world. There are few religions that are similar to ours here like Buddhism and Dharmic. Oh, the lazy genius paused for a few moments before he shrugged his shoulders, whatever. Dude, why is she eyeing you so much? Kiba whispered to Gaara with a small nudge, pointing at bridesmaids with his eyes, and the Kazuki-age follow it to see Luna as she give him a little wave with wide smile and lit up eyes. I don't know. Gaara waved back slightly, causing the blonde petite to giggle happily, much to his puzzlement. Humans are very strange. That earns an odd look from Kiba. And you see it, she's to the Inyazuka heir was about to say something, but the wedding march music start to play, cutting him off. That is it. Naruto took one big deep breath and everyone turned around to the back to watch Hermione walking down the aisle with her father, leading by a young flower girl. The witch wear a white sheath Doreen column bridal gown with detachable train, back button closure, bateau neck, long sheer sleeves, and a thin sliver tiara with chin-length wedding veil. She has a simple Chignon hairstyle, a light natural lipstick and little makeup. The sight of his bride causes Naruto's breath to hitch in his throat and the witch give him a cute smile as soon as the father-daughter reach the stage. Hermione's father squeeze her arms before he give Naruto Hermione's hand with misty eyes, then lock eyes with the blonde shinobi. Drill bits, the sniffling father uttered quietly and Naruto paled slightly for some reason. I'll take good care of her, sir. Naruto laughed nervously as the witch's father walked to a front pew in bride section. I see he gave you the drill talk. Hermione whispered to him with a snicker and the groom responded with a shakily nod. Family, friends, we are gathered together. The priest starts his speech. You look very beautiful. The blushing blonde groom whispered to her as they listened to the priest. Thank you, and you look very handsome. The blushing bride replied back. Hermione Granger, will you have Naruto Uzumaki to be your husband, to live together in holy marriage? The priest looked to the bride, will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? I do. Hermione answered with a smile. Naruto Uzumaki, will you have Hermione Granger to be your wife, to live together in holy marriage? The priest turned to the groom, will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? I do. Naruto answered with a wide grin and the priest spoke again, then they give their vows. Now the rings. The priest said and the couple turned to their best man and maid of honor to receive their rings, a pair of stainless steel ring. They exchanged their rings before the priest speak again, I announce in name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit that you are now husband and wife. You may kiss the bride, let them bear witness to your love. Naruto part Hermione's veil as they look into each other's eyes before they kiss deeply. I introduce to you, family and friends, for the first time, Mr. Uzumaki and Mrs. Granger Uzumaki. The audience applauded and cheered loudly for the now married couple. Look like the dancing lessons have finally paid off. Hermione danced with her husband on dance floor while the guests watched them. Hi. Naruto smiled, I want this dance to be special. He chuckled, remember our first dance? At Yule Ball. She laughed, yes, I remember. You were so nervous and very clumsy, I think you stepped on my feet 3 or 4 times. It was 3. He blushed embarrassingly, thank again for not hitting me with books back then. You're welcome. Hermione smirked as the couple enjoys their first dance as husband and wife until the songs changed and the witch pick her father for father-daughter dance. Will the blonde shinobi dance with Tsunade since she's closest to mother figure as the guests dance or enjoy the foods? Few hours later, the bride threw the bouquet and it ended up in Luna's hands and Gaara's confusion when the blonde witch eyes him again as several people laughed at the sight. Geez, how many wedding gifts do we have? Naruto scratched his head as he stared at a large pile of presents in living room after carried his wife into their apartment through the front door. The wedding has ended few hours ago and they stayed behind for a bit to chat with their friends and family members. About 200s, give or take. Hermione shrugged her shoulders, kicking her high heel shoes off. Unzip me. Sure, dear. The shinobi pulled the zipper all way down behind her back. Thank, Han. The witch wiggled her dress down to floor as her husband take his jacket and tie off. I don't know you, but I'm going to sleep now. Aw, no fun. Naruto pouted childishly. Hermione cast a coy look at her husband's way, I guess it won't harm a little to have one round. Yes. He scoops his wife up with a cheer. One. She held her index finger up, one round and no more because we are meeting my parent for breakfast tomorrow, then start packing for our honeymoon in Hawaii, don't forget. I won't. Naruto grinned before he kisses her as he carry her into their bedroom and the door swing close, following by moans. How does it look now? Just a little nudge to left. Hermione crossed her arms with a thoughtful hum as her husband shifted a picture frame to left on the wall. The picture was a moving image of Hermione and Naruto on a Hawaiian beach with leis. It has been 3 months after their wedding and they were still in their newlyweds phase. Now? Naruto asked. Perfect. The witch handed him a hammer and the shinobi hammered the nail in, then hang the frame up. She sit down on the sofa as she look at several frames on wall, then at some empty boxes near front door, and we're finally done with everything. Yeah. The laughing blonde joined her, can't believe it took us few days to go through every wedding gifts. Well, we kinda put them off because of our 2-month honeymoon. Hermione replied with a sheepish smile, and her husband make a hum sound. They sit there, enjoying the quiet moment in each other's company. Now what? She turned her head to him, I don't feel like reading or going out today. What are you in mood for? Let me think, Naruto muttered, puzzle. Game boards. Nah, none. She shook her head, leaning on her husband's side. Watch some movies or shows. He suggested, I want to test this new VSHDV thingy that Neville got us. It's VHS DVD combo player. The witch corrected him, and nope. Naruto think deeply before he shrugged, fooling around. Fooling around? Hermione gazed up, like making out and having sex. Yeah. The blonde looked down to her, no. How about? Yes, let's fooling around. The brunette saddles him face to face as she rubbed his chest gently, we can try new things if you want to. Can we see how long we can last for? Naruto cupped his wife's rear as they grind their groins together, like how many hours, days. They still have few weeks vacation in Hermione's case, and there are still no missions, due to peacetime and ongoing reparations. I bet I can outlast you this time. Hermione kissed him with a smug smirk. Famous last words. The blonde pull her in closer and making out right away as their hands work on striping each other. In a blink, they were pleasuring each other in 69 sideway position and everything become blur in no time. Naruto bent Hermione over dining table as he thrust furiously into her maidenhood and the moaning witch tightens her grips on the edge. She gasp out when he suddenly pull out, then insert his cock in her ass, her moan become loud as her lover grope her buttocks roughly. DP Professor, CC can I have O grade? Hermione sat on her lover with spreading legs as Naruto thrust into her from behind on desk and she was wearing her Hogwarts uniform, her exposed breasts were currently fondled by his hands. Not yet. Naruto teased her with few kisses on her nape, why you need to go over few more things. Oh okay, Professor. She moaned out, not caring if her uniform is getting stained by their mixed love fluids. Naruto make out with Hermione in shower as the witch wrap her left leg around his bucking hip while standing on tiptoe and her face was red due to several orgasms in row. The water washes away the white fluids off their lower body. I refuse to do BDSM so that's out. Naruto lie on floor with his wife on top, their hips joined together with few rocks. I'm with you on that. Hermione agreed, what else no feet relating sex. That's too creepy. I understand. He rubbed his lover's back with a shiver, I absolutely don't want to suck toes, no way in hell. You. She shivered, what else? I don't know. Naruto shrugged lightly, we pretty much covered the whole no sex acts. Hermione rolled her eyes at his last comment, shall we start discussing what we should try? Spice things up with magic and jutsu. Hermione propped her head up with her chin on his chest, I'm a little curious about using your cage bunshin. Magic spells. He tilted his head up to her, now I'm interested. How do you use magic in sex? I'll show you. The witch smirked slyly, break time's over. Naruto pound his lover in doggy style while the moaning witch suck his clone's thrusting cock. Hermione engage in a gangbang with Naruto and 3 clones, and the odd thing is that she has cat tail and cat ears. Naruto and Hermione lies on the messy bed with heavy pants before the witch speak, WW what day is it now? SS Sunday. Naruto answered, which mean our fuck week ended yesterday. BB bloody finally Hermione moaned, don't get me wrong, I love the sex and everything, but I don't think I can go on any longer because I can't feel anything in my legs, maybe I can't walk for few days. Same here, I think I'm running out of fumes the shinobi muttered, I guess that's draw. Draw. The witch moaned feebly, I feel like I should say something, but I'm too tired and I feel like sleeping for weeks. Same here Naruto uttered as his lover rolled on her side to cuddle up with him, let's go to sleep and just like that, they passed out in each other's arms. Naruto look up from his Fuinjutsu project when he hear Hermione trudging in through the front door as she dropped a heavy bag on floor with a thud and he get up to greet her. Welcome back, long day at college. Very. Hermione threw herself over a couch with a big exhale, I have 7 projects, 3 writing easy and 1 thesis to do. And they're all due at the end of this month and there's tests too many tests. Yikes, and your college just started. Naruto lift her legs up slightly so he can take his seat, then lies them down across his lap, taking her shoes off to make her feel comfortable. I know. The witch rolled over on her back and don't get me started with those cookie windbags. I won't ask. The blonde replied as he gave her foot massage, make any new friends? A few. Hermione released a content sigh, been too busy with studies. Maybe that will change when this club expo thingy come up. Naruto said. You mean club fair? The witch hummed, maybe, we'll see. She paused for a moment before she give him a queer look, how did you know about the club fair? I saw a save date flyer on dining table the other day. He answered, switching feet. Ah. Hermione uttered. If you're planning to join any clubs, what would it be? Naruto asked. Ditto, I don't know what clubs the college has. The brunette replied, and I'm not sure if the wizarding colleges have muggle clubs. If you say that, does that mean you're interested in any clubs relating to muggles? He raised his eyebrow curiously. Yes, I miss all muggle stuff. Hermione admitted, the normal stuff, you know. I think I do. Naruto hummed, you want to visit London and see your parents next weekend or during the autumn break? Can we? The witch sits up with a hopeful grin. Yes, we can. He grinned, it has been a while he nearly yelped out when Hermione glomp him down. Sometime it's good to take a break from extraordinary life and away from the whole crazy stuff like her weird worshipping fans. Naruto set the table, then place a flower vase in center and he was about to open the overhead cabinet but the sound of opening door catch his attention. He turns to see his grinning wife in business dress as she walk in with a spring in her steps. The interview went well. Naruto asked his wife as she takes her high heel shoes off. Yes, you're looking at the future minister for magic. Hermione held her heels by its straps as she flashed him a smug grin. You're a member of Ministry of Magic now. The grinning shinobi quickly hugged her, that's great. When do you start? Next week on Wednesday. The witch hugged back happily before she give him a kiss, thank you. For what? He kissed back. For supporting me. Hermione said, not everyone would support their spouse through 2 different colleges, both wizarding and muggle, for several different degrees or sacrifice a lot of time away from each other. I mean, it's not easy for you when I was away a lot throughout my college years. You're my wife so it's my job to support you and I would say the same thing to you when I was away on my long-term and / dangerous missions. He kissed her forehead, remember my 1-year undercover mission as a shadow broker to identify a dozen of corrupted ninjas and other things. I remember. The witch nodded, recalling how much she missed her husband while he was away and it was same for Naruto when she was gone. She was about to say something, but a ding rang out, what was that? Oh, the beef Wellington. Naruto quickly rushed to the oven to take out the said meats. You made us beef Wellington. Hermione widened her eyes with a joyous gasp, wait. How do you know how to make? Your mom gave me few recipes, she called few hours ago for you, but you were at your interview. He answered as he pointed to written paper on bulletin board, I left you a message. Ah, I'll call her back later. The witch skimmed through the message, then turned back to her husband, do we have champagne? In the cabinet. Naruto gestured to the overhead cabinet with his head, I was about to get them until you came back. Great, I'll get the glasses and we'll celebrate. Hermione skipped over to the cabinet happily while Naruto put their dinner on plates, then they celebrate her successful interview. She can't believe it, Hermione really can't believe it is happening. After almost 9 years of marriage, she just found out that she's pregnant and she doesn't know what to think. Hermione sneaked a glance at her husband as he read a random novel, they were sitting on couch in living room. What would I say? Hermione sighed into her knees with her legs curling up to her chest, she don't know how to break the news to her husband. Hermione, what's the matter? Naruto looked up from his book to his wife with concerned expression after noticing her state. Oh, it's, and the witch looked flustered before she chewed her lower lip nervously, she looked at her patient husband for a few minutes before she inhaled deeply, then bursted out, I'm pregnant. Wah the book slipped out of the shocked blonde's hands as he stared at her with widened eyes, and there was pure silence between the couple for a few minutes, but it felt like hours to her. We're going to be parent. A wide grin broke out on Naruto's face, and that brings some relief to the witch. Why yeah, we are. Hermione smiled timidly before she squeaks out when her husband suddenly hugged her tight, but I'm scared. She muttered before Naruto leaned back to look into her eyes, I mean we're going to be parents, that mean taking care of a baby and I don't know a single thing about that and we never talk about starting a family and oh, I'm blabbing like her husband suddenly shut her up with a kiss on lips. I'm scared too. Naruto said as soon as he break away, I don't know how to be a father since I'm orphan and I mostly don't have best example with some male role models I have in my life. Also, I don't know a single thing about that either, but I'm looking forward to it and I'm kinda exciting because I'm starting a family with you, the person I love, and I can't think anything better than that. Oh really? The witch whispered as her husband nodded, if you put this way then a wide smile forms on her face, we're going to have a baby. She hugged him with a cheer. Say, did you find out recently? Naruto suddenly asked after a short cheer. Yes, I found out yesterday and it looked like I'm about 3 weeks in. Hermione said, why? 3 weeks, that mean the blonde paused, oh, the private mixed hot spring. And Naruto. The witch squeaked embarrassingly with red face as she gave him few light swats, we were not supposed to speak about that again. Sorry, dear. Naruto coughed into his fist awkwardly, wins at each hits. I forget. Let's never tell our kid how he or she got conceived in a situation like that. Hermione said with red face. Never, no child will want to know how they get conceived. The blushing blonde shook his head before they start to discuss about the pregnancy. The family life. We should move this desk and few bookshelves to living room and couple shelves to our room, what do you think? Naruto glanced to his wife with a thoughtful hum, the witch now have a small bump on her stomach. That would be fine with me. Hermione tapped her chin with one hand on her bump as she stared at white walls, what color do we want to paint for the baby? Orange? No. She rejected it with deadpan expression, how about purple? Purple? The blonde looked over his shoulder at her with raised eyebrow. What? Hermione placed hands on her hip with narrowed eyes, do you get any problem with purple? Are you purple hater? Purple is awesome color. No, I don't have a problem with purple, it's awesome. Naruto quickly waved his hands, it's just purple is interesting color to be chosen for nursery. I don't think purple is suitable for nursery. The witch suddenly turns to the walls with index finger on her chin, how about yellow? Sunny yellow. Is that part of pregnancy? The husband stared at his wife oddly, he need to read those what to expect books. Naruto, say something. Hermione shot him a glare, sunny yellow, aye or nay? Aye. Ugh. The witch turned back to the walls as Naruto scratched his head confusingly. I'm putting some gel on you and it's going to feel a little cold. Tsunade squeezed some gel on Hermione's bare stomach as Naruto stand at his wife's side, the parent-to-be were in hospital for ultrasound. Do you want to know gender while we're at it? Yes, please. Hermione smiled at her, squeezing her husband's hand, and the slug Senin examined the monitor as she rubbed the witch's bump with sonogram. How are you two coming along with nursery and baby classes? Tsunade asked them. We are doing well in baby classes. The witch replied, and nursery is still in process. We are still stuck with what color to paint. Naruto muttered, we're holding off on baby stuff until we know which gender it's going to be. I don't want to make mistake by buying our son some girl baby stuff and vice versa. You have nothing to worry about because you two are getting both. The doctor said. Both? Both Hermione and Naruto blinked owlishly. They're going to have twin, boy and girl. Tsunade pointed to 2 outlines on monitor, see here. That are their hearts in here, you can tell it's going to be a boy. Thud. Really? Tsunade looked down at fainted Shinobi with flat expression, then up to gobsmacked witch as she stared at monitor motionless, you should brace yourself for possible C-section when your due date come up. We're having twin. The witch uttered dazedly, she really don't expected that and neither did her husband. Naruto, when is Gaara and Luna's wedding? Hermione asked as the said person rubbed her large stomach to feel the baby's kicks, she's about 7 months in now. 5 months, in December. Naruto answered before he chuckled as soon as he feel few kicks and his wife gasped out softly at her twin's actions. We won't miss it, don't worry. But I hope we won't be too tired by this time. The witch said, I heard a lot of things about what happened right after birth. Yes. He replied, when are you going to have baby shower? This weekend. Hermione answered before she yawned. Han, can you help me get to bed? I'm little sleepy. Sure, dear. Naruto get up then help his wife up carefully, leading her to their bedroom. Can you get me ice cream with chopped pickle, fish and chips with chocolate sauce and fried ramen? She asked as soon as her husband tucks her in bed. I'm right on it. The blonde quickly ran out to the kitchen, then muttered under his breath as he collected the said foods. Pregnancy food craving is so fucking weird. Language? Hermione hollered from bedroom, our babies can hear you. How the hell does she hear that? Naruto stared at the bedroom's door over his shoulder nervously. Hermione peeked out behind the bathroom's door at Naruto's back. Naruto, don't freak out. Why, did you accidentally vomit all over the floor again? The said blonde turned to her with concerned expression. No, the witch took a deep breath, my water just broke. Oh my kami. Naruto screamed with flailing arms, the babies are coming. Where's the baby bag? Key? Where? We need to get you to the hospital. Calm the bloody hell down. Hermione took another deep breath as she waddled toward her freaking out husband. Breath, Han, breath. The bag and key are by the front door and get me to the damn hospital now. Yes, dear. The blonde quickly collected the important stuff, then hurriedly helped his pregnant wife to the hospital with help from many bystanders on their way. Yuck, get them out now. Hermione's voice shouted from another room and the group in waiting room nearly jumped up at her voice. Whoa, she sure get lungs on her. Tenten winced and several ninjas blushed at the witch's cussing. Don't you dare tell me how to breath, Naruto. The witch's voice hissed, tell me one more bloody fucking time and I'm going to take my bloody wand and shove it all way up you fucking asshole. EP poor bastard. Kiba gulped, several ninjas have to cover their ears in attempt to block the cussing out. The shouts continue for who know how long then it fade down to complete silence and a random doctor walk into the waiting room about 20 minutes later. You may be able to see Naruto and Hermione now. The doctor said, but only for a short time, the mother needs her rest. The group makes their way to the Granger Uzumaki's room and they quietly enter as Naruto and Hermione look up to them. Eyes, come and see our babies. Naruto grinned widely with tear-stained face and the smiling witch looked so exhausted, which is not surprised after she just gave birth to twin. Were you crying? Shikamaru raised his eyebrow. You would cry if your hand was getting crushed by an iron grip. The blonde shinobi deadpanned and the lazy genius holds his hands up as the group quietly peeks at two bundles in Hermione's arms. A baby boy was sleeping with smacking lips and a baby girl sleepily glances around randomly, then fall asleep. Oh, so cute. Sakura cooed at the babies quietly enough not to wake them up before she looked up to new parents. Have you come up with names? Yes, Hermione smiled softly as she looked at her daughter, Minerva, after my professor who I looked up to her gaze shifts to her son, and Niji. Niji? Rock, Guy and Tenten gasped with few others. Hi, it feel right to name him after Niji. Naruto scratched his head with a sad smile, if it wasn't for him, I won't be here with my wife or having children. It's only way I can honor him, you know. Naru both Guy and Rock blabbed with river tears, why you flayami they shakily turned to face each other with spreading arms. Hug and die. Hermione said calmly with closed eyes and sweet smile, causing the green-clad ninjas to freeze in middle. There is no way she's going to let them expose this weird illusion to her twin on the first day of their life and ever. Everyone quietly congratulate the parent on the successful delivery and their children before they leave right away. They look so beautiful. Naruto sit down at Hermione's side as he smiled down at her and their children. You did great, Han. He pecked her forehead lightly with a lot of affection. Thank you, Naruto. The brunette smiled softly before she yawned slightly. I'm going to sleep now. Go ahead. The blonde run his hands through her messy hair. I'll be here, watching you and kids. Hermione gave him a small nod before she fell asleep with slumbering twins in her arms as her husband smiled at the sight. A loud wail cut through the silence at night and Naruto looked up with bags under his eyes. Minerva, again. He sighed tiredly. Oh, Hermione squeezed her eyes tighter, it's your turn. Yes, Naruto sit up with a big yawn and he was about to get up until second whale joined the first whale. And Niji's up. Oh, and we just put him down 5 minutes ago. The witch tossed the blanket off and the tired parent get up and makes their way to the twins' room, then picks their crying twin up. There, Mum's here. She bounced Niji in her arms, patting his back gently with one hand. SHH, Minerva, don't cry. The shinobi paced back and forth with wailing girl in his arms, bouncing lightly. Daddy's here, his head slowly tilt down with shutting eyes. Naruto. Hermione nudged his back lightly with her elbow. Blah, I wasn't falling asleep. Naruto's head snapped up with widened eyes, blinking rapidly. Sure, you weren't a witch yawned loudly and the parents did everything they can do until their twin finally calmed down and fall asleep. How long will it take until they can sleep through nights without waking us up? The blonde asked tiredly as the parent quietly tiptoed out of the twins' room. What did the book say about that? I don't know, Hermione whispered, looking forward to going back to her soft warm bed until they both heard the kids cry again. And there it goes. Both tired parents returned to the baby's room again. Oh my kami. Naruto gagged with green face. Suck it up. Hermione smirked at her husband as she breathed her daughter. But it reeks so bad. The gagging blonde held up spoiled diaper before he dumped it in the trash can. How can one baby make so much stinky mess? He shakily cleaned his cooing son's bottom. We should ask some genin too. No, we are not going to outsource our diaper duty to kids. The smirking witch rolled her eyes. Well, we should, Naruto said before high arc of pee fly into his mouth, courtesy of his baby son. Oh god. He stuttered and spit some out. I need some mouthwash. Where is it? Oh my god. Hermione laughed out loud at the sight to her husband's chagrin. I'm home. Hermione walked into the apartment. She just got back from her work and today was the first day she went back after her maternity leave. How was she stopped in her track when she saw her family in kitchen? Hey, Naruto chuckled nervously, several baby food smear all over his face and the foods was all over the floor and table and the twins. Minerva have a bowl on her head with silly smile and Niji flings some foods at random direction with a giggle. They started. He pointed at giggling babies. You clean up the mess here, I'll give our babies bath after I change my clothes. The brunette shook her head amusedly. Why yes, dear. The blonde muttered and the witch barely dodges a flying food from her giggling son. Happy birthday to you too. Both parents sing to their squealing twin with claps. Today is the first birthday of the twin and it was a quiet affair. Yay. The twin clapped with giggle, the blonde daughter wear a purple foodie with owl hood and the brunette son wear green foodie with toad hood. Which present do we open first? Naruto asked his wife, ruffling both squealing twins' hairs up lightly. This one. Hermione picked up a big gift then looked down to her twin, let's see what your grandparent got you. She ripped the wrapping off, then take two stuffed animals out with playful gasp, and it's teddy bears. Paddington for you, Niji, and Pooh for you, Minerva. She handed the said bears to said twin and they either hug it or chew on it right away. And they send children books too. Naruto took two books out, Paddington Bear and Pooh books. Do you know what that mean? Minerva clapped, that's right. Bedtime story. Now let's see what your parent gets you. The witch took another box then opens it up, it's a walker and mega blocks. Ayu. Niji tilted his head with a confusing coo when he see Chucky plastic blocks. Uo. Minerva reaches out to cat-patterned walker toy with grabbing hand, find it to be interesting. I love it. The blonde chuckled at the sight and his wife nodded with a giggle. Let's see, he glanced at dozen gifts on table before he takes a small one. What did your aunties and uncles get you this time? The twin bounce in their baby chairs happily as they watch their parents open the gifts for them. Ta-da. Naruto gestured to two-floor house with big yard as his widening-eyed wife and their cooing twin in stroller. The house appeared to be a fusion of western and eastern house and the yard have walls with gate. It's our now. Why you got us a house? Hermione turned to her husband with a gasp, how? I save up a lot of money from few high-rank missions and I call in favor from old man from the wave to build us this house. The blonde scratched his head with sheepish laughter. Sasuke sold me a couple of land plot for our house at low price before he sold the rest to Konohagakure. He glanced to the house, I designed it to look like some house from London and add few rooms in it like a personal library. I'll show you everything when we get inside. What do you think? Have your cage bunch and send our kids to Tsunade for babysitting right now. The blank-faced witch turned to him, because I am so going to make love to you for hours. That's one unexpected reaction I get. Naruto stared at her for a few minutes before he summoned a clone and have him take the blabbing twin to see Tsunade. Hermione quickly grab him by wrist, then drag him inside. How can a 3-year-old twin make so much mess with one canyon set? Naruto grumbled to himself as he tried to wash the colorful scribbles off the wall with soapy sponge. He can hear the twins giggling in living room, following by a familiar sound of drawing. Ooh no, not again. He threw his head back with a groan and his giggling wife walked past him with basket of dirty clothes, her hair tied up in messy bun. We're never having another kid. I'm pregnant. Hermione grinned lopsidedly over her shoulder before she vanishes around the corner and the blonde blinked dumbly few times. What, really? The shinobi looked at the empty hallway before he ran toward his wife with a beaming grin, really? When? What names? Next generation. Dad, are you a muggle? Naruto looked up from his cereal to stare at his 6-year-old brunette son with blue eyes at his right side. He was having breakfast with his family in kitchen. Am I what? The older blonde blinked. Muggle. Niji repeated, non-magical people like grandpa and grandma. Don't be stupid, Niji Nai. A 6-year-old blonde girl with brown eyes said mouthful, daddy's a muggle born like mommy. She paused then whips her head to her dad, are you? Han. Naruto looked to his wife as she wiped food stains off their 3-year-old brunette daughter's mouth with napkin. No, he's not Muggle, neither Muggle-born. Hermione glanced to her twin as the young daughter tried to push the napkin away from her face. He's Ninjian, a person who can use chakra. Oh. The son turned back to his breakfast. Why did you ask me if I'm a Muggle? The older blonde asked his son. Just curious. Neji shrugged. I heard some people talking about Muggles when we visited Wizarding World, and I wonder if you're one like Grandpa and Grandma because you and Mum said you're not a wizard. Ah. Naruto hummed before he chuckled at the sight when the young daughter threw crunched-up napkin at her mother with cute squirting glare. Aiko. Hermione gave the 3-year-old girl a look and the little girl whined with small pout. What does that make us? Minerva asked her parent, are we Muggle, Muggle-born, witch, wizard or Ninjian? The older blonde scratched his head unsurely, Muggle-born Ninjian. Technically, you're right. Hermione hummed thoughtfully, to my knowledge, we are first witch Ninjian couple so that is something she need to discuss with magical people at work. Anyway, what do you kids want to do today? After all, your father and I have 2-week vacation off from Hokage and minister duties. Trip to Muggle World. Minerva bounced in her seat. I want to go to Disney World. Neji said. Phil the mouse. Aiko giggled, earned few strange looks from her family. Disney World it is, Naruto muttered slowly, let's avoid Mickey Mouse for a while. Agree. Hermione replied, that is a weird phase for their young daughter, but she's not worrying about it because her parents once told her that she said the same thing when she was at Aiko's age. Daddy, Mommy, when I turn 10 in 2 years, can I be whatever I want to be? Minerva asked her parents. The family were watching a movie in living room. In 2 years, Hermione looked down to her daughter with arched eyebrow. You mean if we get letter from Hogwarts? Yeah, I want to be a witch. Minerva twirled few strands of her messy blonde hair with one finger. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. Naruto massaged his oldest daughter's head. Your mom and I discussed about that and we want you kids to be whatever you want to be as long as you're happy. You can be witch, ninja, baker or anything you want to be and we'll support you all the way. Honestly, he don't want them to be ninja because of high risk, but he'll accept it if it come to that. Is it possible for me to learn some jutsu if I become a wizard? Neji asked. Yeah, Neji. The older blonde nodded. As long as it's not too dangerous. Hermione said, I don't want you to blow your arm off like your dad almost did when he used Rasen Shuriken for the first time. But dad did blow his arm off. Aiko pointed at her father's bandaged arm innocently. Ah, that was few years later. Naruto blushed, and it was 100% not my fault. Yes, it was 50%. The witch gave him a smug look and their kids laughed as Naruto dropped his head dejectedly. I'm home. Naruto announced as he walked into the house and he take his Hokage coat off until he hear 2 running footsteps heading his way. Daddy, we got in. Minerva and Neji tackle their father with opening letters. We're going to Hogwarts. Neji said excitingly. Oh, that's great. Naruto kneeled down to hug them. Does mom know? Yeah. The twin chirped happily. When will your school start? The father take one of letters from the kids so he can read it for details. Do we have to take train? Neji asked. Ah, that's if we're in Muggle World, but we can go to Hogwarts directly. Naruto hummed, or do you two want to take the train to Hogwarts? The twin demands for train, okay then. I can't wait to meet someone. Minerva bounced on her heels as she turned to her twin brother. Ooh, do you think I'll meet my future husband like mommy does? Oh no. The twin brother shrugged his shoulders, let's go to our rooms and start packing. Okay. The twin sister quickly turned around to kiss her daddy on cheek, then skip off with her twin to their separate rooms. They don't notice that Naruto have been frozen in place from the very moment his daughter mentioned future husband. Hey, Han. Hermione noticed her husband as soon as she stepped into the hallway with Aiko in tow. Did the twins give you the good news? No boys are good enough for my little girls. Naruto bit his lower lip hard enough to draw blood. My little girls will never marry anyone until they're 30. No, What's wrong with Papa? Aiko looked up to her mother. Just silly things that all father go through. Hermione waved it off. Okay. The 7-year-old girl glanced at her mumbling father weirdly before she shrugged it off. Hermione cuddled with Naruto on couch. It have been few days since they sent their twin off to Hogwarts and she now know how her parents felt when they see her off. Where's Aiko? Naruto asked her. She's at sleepover, Sarada's. Hermione replied, she'll be away for weekend. Oh, the blonde stroked his wife's back. You know, Aiko asked me if we can get her a baby brother. Yes. The witch snuggled deeply. And I want to have another son. Naruto's hand moved downward to her rear. Then we better get starting on it. Hermione giggled, we have 3 whole days until Aiko come home. She nearly yelped when her husband flip her over and they start to make love on spot with few giggles. A witch and a ninja can't believe how their life turned out from the first moment they step onto Hogwarts ground, but they're grateful that it happened because they fall in love with each other and having an expanding family. Anyone who knows the couple will say it's a first ninja meet witch love story and it won't be the last. What if Naruto x Hermione in Harry Potter end here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.